of you. All of you. Take Sierra. As a visual learner, she uses Babbel's wordplay videos.
Today I'll share a quick lesson on shopping in French.
Merci beaucoup. Malcolm is a listening learner, so he checks with Babbel's speech recognition to be
Precio.
However you learn, Babbel makes it easy. Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription at Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/radio, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit. HIMS.com/RADIO.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's Conversational Radio Show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome into the program. Here on a beautiful Friday out of Montgomery, Alabama. I'm your host, Joey Clark. And we have almost a brand new studio now. They're like renovating stuff. I got a window behind me now. But it should all work out. And of course, the regular Friday crew here is assembling as we speak. Shut off the music, hippie. Let me invite in my guests, Eddie Bader and Craig Monger here in the studio. How you two gentlemen doing?
Hi.
I'm doing good.
Yeah, just all right. Just all right. Well, you know, this weekend is Mother's Day.
Yes.
Anything you doing for Mom? I know you're doing a lot for Mom, but
we're gonna go hang out with her Sunday, of course, and now other family members are coming. So.
Oh, you're not excited for that? Or turn your camera.
Thrilled to death, Joey. I can't wait.
You're just thrilled.
Yeah.
Fair enough, but I mean, what are you doing for Mother's Day?
Just doing stuff with family. Got the wife a present. Her Mother's Day, her birthday, and our anniversary come in with within like 5 weeks of one another.
Oh wow! Oh my!
So if you see me with a cup jingling it around Atlanta Highway, just help a brother out, please. My kids need to eat.
There's always like two people right outside of East Chase. I wonder if they've got
Dude, they
good
bring in
returns.
some bucks.
I believe it.
Yeah.
You go where the rich folks, the bougie folks go.
Right.
Yeah. There's a lot of white guilt to profit on down there.
There really is.
Yeah,
No.
Didn't they just have like a rowdy dow at East Chase that people were freaking out about?
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Oh, well, maybe it's old news.
I mean, I assume it's just Montgomery. There are fights, there are shootings.
They had a pretty good fight the other day at the Eastdale Mall parking lot.
Oh, is that what I'm
really?
thinking of? Eastdale, not East Chase?
Yeah.
Eastdale.
Yeah.
That a shooting happened. They found. Well, they didn't. It wasn't in progress. They just found him dead,
Yeah.
shot dead.
Well,
Right there.
that's what
Think
happened.
Burbank Drive, right behind, right next to Eastdale, right there.
Yep.
I honestly didn't know that Eastdale still did anything. I thought it was it's just an abandoned building.
No,
They're
and
trying to hang on, man. But
I used to, just waste a few hours on a Saturday walking around the mall. And I did that a few years back, and I started to realize, well, there are like no stores in here that I want to shop at.
Well, they had that home store came in, and that did decent for a while, but I think it's a theft. They just
Oh yeah, the at home store, and then J.C. Penney was there for a
Yep.
second. I think Spencer's is still there.
It would have to be. This is
Yeah.
for
It better
degenerates.
be.
Yeah.
No more Hot Topic, I don't think.
Really?
Man, I
what
think
about
that's
Forever
gone.
21?
And then what's like the
Lids.
new agey hippie store where you can go get like
Oh,
magical
Earth-
stones and hemp?
Oh gosh. Oh man.
Yeah,
what
but
is it?
we're talking about the same.
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You
there's
get like
lots
hemp bracelets and that kind of thing.
And there's the Dirty Dillards over there too.
oh,
really
yeah,
good
the Dirty
discounts.
Dillards now. Yeah,
really
Into
good
the month, you
discounts.
can get a great deal.
Like if you can hit the jackpot. Like if you button up shirts and stuff for
Dude.
a suit, like you can get them really cheap.
When we're heading to Jamaica, that we'll hit there every time because we just buy cheap swimsuits and honestly just leave them behind. Just come back. Don't worry about them.
But I think about a place like Eastdale Mall, and I've been thinking about my mother more and more. I usually don't try to think about Mother's Day. Of course, my mother is no longer here on Earth with us. But I think about all the places I used to go with her as a kid. Eastdale Mall was one of them.
Oh yeah.
Blunt Park was another one. And I'm sitting here just counting on my hand, like how many places that bring back wonderful childhood memories, the good ones that are coming back, thank God. I'll tell anybody who's lost a parent, the good stuff comes back with time, if you let it. If you don't just wallow too much in the final days, the good stuff does come back. And yet there is, as I watch the city go the way it's going, the mayor's claiming, well, the crime is down. The crime is down, Eddie. You don't believe him?
I have a hard time believing it.
You believe it, Craig?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I see like Eastdale where it's going. I see Blunt Cultural Park. Somebody sent me photos, not only, of course, the rape that happened there in broad daylight. Luckily, they arrested the SOB, but he was let out of prison after just several years.
Yep.
After stabbing his girlfriend to death.
Yep. In front of her kids, I think.
The H is that? Why are you letting a man like that out of prison?
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense. Anyway, somebody also sent me photos of folks just doing donuts in the grass over there in Blunt Cultural Park.
That's not good.
And it's just stuff like that where I go, what is happening to my childhood? And you know what? I know I'm barely scratching the surface for folks who are boomers. For folks who probably listening to the show right now, who lived in Montgomery for years, maybe even went to high school here, middle school here, elementary school here, and they moved out. And that Montgomery they remember is gone.
Oh, it's long gone. Long gone.
It's dead. And it's really a shame. Really a crying shame. Now, can things come back? Can things get better? Yes, I've learned to just be a practical optimist about these things. But it needs to start going in the right direction yesterday.
Yeah.
And we shall see. But I'll just remind folks, because I don't have a mother to go give a big hug and to reminisce with, make sure to call yours at least.
Yeah. And if you have one like mine, make sure that she pays attention at red lights. So when you wave at her like a madman, she actually sees you and you don't feel like an R word. Thanks, Mom.
That's funny. I experienced the same thing the other day. I literally turned with my big old redneck truck in front of my mom and my sister, turned right in front of them. Didn't even acknowledge me or nothing. I called them up and like, I'm right behind you. Y'all didn't see me? No. It's like we were inches from each other. Inches.
Yeah.
No.
Meanwhile, my mother texted me on the way to the station. She texted me, "I just passed you." I'm like, "That you see?" Because I was freaking out. Like there was an exorcism going on in my little Ford Focus. I'm trying to get their attention. It's just, "Hey, Mom, I'm right here. I love you. It's almost Mother's Day." So that's all you get. Just letting you know.
Well, I'm just saying, like, take the extra time, even if it's for granted. I did say I gave away the scholarship in my mother's name, I guess, was it 2 weeks ago?
Good feeling there.
Good.
And I said it is amazing. It's great seeing young folks trying to, because the scholarship's based on, quality she had. Like, she really was about academic excellence. She really was about devout faith and service to others. And especially, she was incredibly active in the parent council there at Catholic from kindergarten to 12th grade. I went as well, did my brother. But then I'm sitting there looking, okay, academic excellence, like devotion to faith, service to others. And I was trying to tell the selection committee, can we add stubborn to the list? But I don't know how we would score
A lot of
stubborn.
times that comes naturally.
Like
Maybe
it's
they just
pretty hard.
figure Catholic woman just already
Right.
covers that.
Polish Catholic woman.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah, never good enough.
No.
So, but no, the two young women who won it were lovely and doing amazing things from reading their applications. It was kind of obvious this year. A lot of good folks that applied, but it was obvious this year. But, I have mom on the mind as we go into this Mother's Day.
Yeah.
To just reiterate, even if it's not like the most poignant moment, that's the worst thing. You try to create one of these like Hallmark moments with family. That hardly ever works out.
No.
The Hallmark moments, if you want one at all, usually just sneak up on you. Like if you try to create that, it's gonna
the
blow up in your
Hallmark
face.
moments. So I have a hard time remembering. To me, it's the fun moments,
Yeah.
the funny moments, and then other than the spectrum sometimes, but the funny moments of unexpected, almost organic. Something happened, and it's hysterical.
Well, it's not a story about me, but it is a story about my mother and my brother. It was recently shared when we all got together, seeing my little niece, and it got the whole family, uncles, grandparents, and stuff, just telling old stories.
Mm-hmm.
And my Uncle Scott coached us in like elementary school basketball. And both my brother and myself, like we never had a shot we didn't want to take. And, we could actually hit a basket and hit a layup and yada, yada, yada. I think my brother, he was going for a ball at half court, falls, and he's hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And the assistant coach is my grandfather, one I'm living with right now. Suddenly, he just disappeared off to go get some water from the water fountain or something. Didn't do his job. The head coach, my uncle, is over there looking at my brother, and he feels a presence behind him. She walks out of the bleachers, and my dad's like, don't.
Yeah.
She turns around to the full auditorium, goes, I am a mother and a nurse, and that is my son. And I'm like, this is an example of care. She did it to me. It was embarrassing. I think at one football game, she just was that way. And it was a little overbearing. But I love her all the same and will forever.
That's a good one.
That's a great story.
And there are more. It's just like, really? I told you the one about the whole sex education.
Yes,
thing.
that's a good one.
You know that one?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. And it's just like time and time again. But you'll always miss them, folks, but it does get better with time. It really does. Now, after trying to be a little wholesome, the other thing on my mind is, the war propaganda.
Yeah.
Did you see this? Steve Witkoff was just sworn in as like the special envoy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed something. Rubio swore him in. And not only after doing the oath, hand to God and all this stuff, Rubio not only shakes his hand, pulls him in for a big hug, like a big bro hug. And I'm like, what is that? I mean, they must be close. Oh, it's because Rupert Murdoch's big media empire, from the New York Post to like Fox News itself,
Mm-hmm.
have been saying, well, there's a tiff, there's a divide between Rubio and Witkoff. You know how they do these things. They try to, they did with Elon and Trump as well.
They try to plant that division.
And so Rubio very clearly was like, I'm going to swear in Steve, and I'm going to give him a big old hug. And Witkoff just gave an interview to Breitbart, whose website is miserable. I tried to watch the interview, and every other second, an ad pops up. Oh. I think they designed their website to where you have to pay for it to be functional at all. It's one of those things. Not the worst scam in the world, but anyway, I'm trying to watch it, but I got some of the readout. And Witkoff said, yeah, I talk to Rubio like 5-7 times a day. And that's separate from our other big meetings we have together. Like, we are simpatico. We are very much on the same page of trying to make diplomacy work here. Well, let me put it this way. As Steve Witkoff's trying to go on the offensive with a publicity tour here at home, while he's also trying to do the Iran talks, the Russia-Ukraine talks, the whole Israel-Gaza thing, Fox News runs this story, acting like it's a big revelation. I want you to listen to this story, though, and see, is it really a big revelation, or is this just rehashing narrow facts as some big effing deal? That's the question I have. So here it is. This was Dana Perino, who was, press secretary for George W. Bush? Well, she's laying out the big Fox News alert.
Images revealing the location of a previously unknown Iranian nuclear site. Now, the facility spans nearly 2,500 acres, and this is a big discovery. Jillian Turner has more from the State Department. Good morning, Jillian.
pretty explosive, Dana. These satellite images that we have obtained exclusively show the alleged site location and even the layout of the secret, previously unknown nuclear weapons facilities inside Iran. This, of course, raises fresh concerns about the regime's role in these ongoing nuclear talks with the Trump administration. The National Council of Resistance of Iran has collected intelligence from sources on the ground inside Iran that locate this nuclear weapons facility in what is called Semnan province, far from the regime's already known nuclear sites. It's codenamed the Rainbow Site by Iran's officials, and it spans nearly 2,500 acres.
By the way, Clint Russell, who shared this video, he ran for the Libertarian vice president, I think, of this last cycle. He said, despite wielding the most advanced surveillance systems in the world, Fox News would have you believe that the U.S. just discovered a new nuclear facility in Iran, producing
completely built
weapons-grade material. How very WMD of you. Well put, Clint. And it's stuff like this that drives me up a wall. And, like, do you buy it, Eddie?
No.
Do you buy it, Craig?
Oh, no.
Who buys this?
They're hoping somebody does.
No, I think it's a certain subset who have been fed this line of propaganda about Iran for what, 2 decades at least now?
As long as I can remember.
Yeah.
And it's
79, I remember.
And it's to do this sort of report in the middle of talks. It's like y'all just clearly don't want any. You want to just bomb Iran and then see what happens afterwards. You want us to get into a larger war. There's also a lot of reports saying the relationship between Trump and Netanyahu is not very strong right now. In fact, Trump's incredibly annoyed with him because he feels like I'm being manipulated, like you won't have a fair thing. And maybe this is what is needed in this region, where Trump and team carve out a unique position that is not at the hip with the Israelis. It's not at the hip with anybody in particular. It's more like, no, we're going to make a grand deal where everybody gets off better, but we're not just going to follow the same script. But this is what you have to understand, folks. Even the person you elect wins the popular votes, wins all the swing states, brings in people. I've been amazed with Marco Rubio. I will admit a full 180 on Marco Rubio. He really is leaning his role and wanting diplomacy to lead in U.S. foreign policy. He picks not some expert as special envoy. He picks a lifelong friend in Steve Witkoff that he knows he can actually trust in the same way he picked, say, Howard Lutnick to join him. And these are the folks we elected. This is what Trump ran on.
Right.
He ran on peace. And yet, that's not good enough for Fox News. Remember, it was Fox News. Who did they want in the primaries?
Oh, homegirl.
Oh, gosh, Nikki Haley.
Nikki Haley.
That's right.
Yeah.
Little Nikki, Nikki.
Little Nimrata, as Vivek pointed out on the debate stage. Man, I felt daggers like out of the TV screen when he called her that, when he called her out on that. Yeah, I thought it was remarkable.
Communities, cultures clashing there a little bit.
Right.
And calling her out.
Well, and also, like, as I've had some people say, I think there are some folks who open up their Bible and they go, this is inevitable. Let's just get it over with. Excuse me, pardon me.
I've seen that thing with the whole Pope thing this morning where they said that this is supposed to be the last Pope.
Oh, this is the last Pope?
And then there's, of course, it was the tiki talk, but yeah, it was just the last Pope. And there's even like one last place where there's a.
Well, if I really want to piss off
Pope.
some Protestants, somebody put out the full prayer to the Archangel Michael that the last Pope Leo formulated after apparently having a vision of Satan coming and testing God's kingdom here on earth. And if I read that whole thing, I mean, there's intercessions to not only the archangels and all the angels, but also to the Virgin Mary and her Immaculate Conception, all the saints, Peter and Paul in heaven, please intercede. So we could go down that road. I won't.
Well, thank you.
But there's stuff in here that's just creepy. Like this idea of we inevitably must have war and mayhem.
At all times.
It's nonsense. It's absolute nonsense. And I think there are a lot of folks driving the car that just need to be called out on it. Now, here is Witkoff. It's the one little clip I'll share of the 10-minute, 11-minute interview with Breitbart. Witkoff is asked about, well, who's doing this? Who's pushing all these smears? Who's actually pulling the strings here, trying to get you out of a job and end any possibility of peace?
You're right. The neocon element believes that war is the only way to solve things. And the president believes that his force of personality, the way he is going to respond to situations, can bend people to do things in a much better way in the interest of the United States government, and I believe in that too.
So we'll see. It's just, if you learn to watch this stuff, if you aren't just watching Fox News, I know some of y'all have moved to Newsmax, and I guess that's all right. But there is clearly, if you actually pay attention to the patterns, especially the patterns that have been shared over the last 20 years of them pushing this on you, wake up. Wake up. It's not just give peace a chance, man. No, let Trump and his team actually pursue this. It's not like he's some dove in the sense of he doesn't want a strong military and he won't use that big stick of his. He will. But to lead with the big stick, to fire, to shoot, and ask questions later is, I think, the wrong approach to this. If you want to end and upend the Trump presidency, this second term, much of the MAGA agenda, start the war with Iran. It will define the presidency, and it won't define it for good. You want to reduce the debt and deficit, even getting close to it, and we'll get to Congress later? If actually you want to blow out the debt, not reduce it, start a war with Iran. So many other things we could focus on that the president is, I think, doing well on. Go ahead, start a war with Iran. It will consume all the oxygen in this next term. And to treat it as some inevitable thing that we must do is nonsense. And thank God Trump won. And thank God there are more people waking up to this. Anyway, again, this upcoming weekend is Mother's Day. In case we do actually start a war with Iran, please go hug your mother. Y'all have anything you want to add to that?
I have a lot of that.
Go ahead, Lake. I mean, I'll rein you in if you go too nuts.
Yeah, no, it's just, at what point do we kind of possibly start to investigate the idea that Trump might be a little bit more establishment than he lets on? Because, I mean, from the beginning, let's see, what really has Doge done? Like, where the mass deportations, not seeing them,
right?
Still sending the funding to Ukraine and to Israel. I mean, and we just decided to start bombing the Houthis again, which, again, that clip really went on all over the place of him telling Tim Pool how stupid it was to bomb the Houthis for the exact same reason that he did. So I'm sorry, the sycophantic idea that we just need to trust the plan and that this is all, like, I'm slowly losing confidence in that argument. I'm starting to think that Donald Trump is once again making the same mistakes that he did in his first administration, which is listening to the wrong people.
Fair enough.
It's a legitimate concern because he doesn't need to even be saying what he said about Iran. He's talking about, oh, they just can't have a nuclear weapon. They just can't. This kind of rhetoric around like a conflict, because I'm sorry, Iran isn't like anyone else that we've butted up against in the Middle East. They're really not. And they have very powerful allies in the region. And if realistically, the fact that we aren't at war with Iran is, I think, the only reason that Israel is not a pile of rubble. Because Iran knows that if they undertake that, then it would cause a war with the United States. So if there is a war with the United States, what's to stop them from eviscerating their enemies?
I think they would also light up, probably using, like, think of what we've learned from the war between Ukraine and Russia.
Yeah.
I mean, low-cost drones, many of them in Ukraine being used in that theater, produced by the Iranians. Yeah. How many of those drones immediately go to oil fields to all the Arab states?
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, and how badly do they start screwing with the Saudis?
Right.
Like,
yeah, and I guess what I'm saying is I'm not a full trust the plan guy. I'm more saying I do think Trump's instincts are correct on this stuff, and often they're a little more realistic. For instance, you mentioned the Houthis thing.
Yeah.
I think the goal was much more realistic than any sort of regime change. Like, we don't give a damn what government, who's running this place, and we'll just stop shooting at our ships. We'll stop shooting you. Yeah. And apparently that's recently all stopped.
Yeah. But I mean, we do sort of care too, because I mean, that's why we've been supporting the House of Saud in their in their campaign there. So I mean, we have to keep the Saudis happy. Our alliances and enemies that we've made in that region have so overly complicated our socioeconomic and our global political standing that it hurts the head to think about too much what a mess we've made over the past 20, 30 years.
It really has been
because of our interference there and our relationships with other nations.
And again, we'll see. We'll see. I find at least this is why he picked somebody like Witkoff. Let a guy who's truly loyal to Trump, who actually believes it, from that very long interview he did with Tucker Carlson, he seems like a guy who's genuinely trying to actually drive negotiations and real peace.
Yeah.
So I will defend that process. If Marco Rubio keeps talking the way Marco Rubio is, fantastic.
Yeah.
Like he has been, and now that he's interim national security advisor,
He's been the biggest surprise of this.
and it's even better. It's really a doubling down. I'm going to put the NSA hat on Rubio. Be like, yes, we're really going to try diplomacy here. I don't want somebody from the National Security Council coming in trying to scuttle stuff like Bolton did with North Korea. So there's a lot of signs of hope. That said, I think Trump is willing to use the stick. He did bomb the Houthis.
Yeah.
Like Trump is willing to say, Hamas, if you don't make a deal, good luck.
To me, it just seems like too many. He's making a lot of dangerous gambles at the same time, and that doesn't so the terrorists, for instance. That's we really don't know what the effect of that's going to be, so we're waiting and seeing.
Yeah.
We don't now know how Iran is going to respond to the sort of rhetoric coming out of the White House about what they should do with their nuclear program or not, or whatever. We don't know. We don't know what's going to happen with our relationship with Ukraine and Russia. We don't know what's going to happen with our relationship with Israel while they continue to bomb Gaza. So there's so many unknowns up in the air that have that could have dire consequences for our country. And I hate being in this phase because it's hard to criticize it because you're in that.
You're in the middle.
Yeah, you're in the wait and see passage.
Yeah, and before I forget it, when the war between Ukraine and Russia broke out, when Putin invades, I said, I think that same month, watch what the Chinese do. And I didn't just mean they under the table or very over the table would help the Russians' effort and yada, yada, yada. It was recently reported that Putin just visited with Xi Jinping. And what did they discuss? The Chinese media put this out. Very obvious signal to their own people that, yeah, I think it's time for peace and a whole global security agreement. I think the Russians are going to, now that the Americans made that deal with the Ukrainians for mineral rights and all sorts of other things, that big economic deal, and I think the UK has now been included. That's part of that deal just announced this week with the UK. I think the Russians are going to demand the Chinese have a seat at the table.
Probably.
To formulate a peace agreement. And so the point about we're in the middle of it, we are clearly in the middle of it on all these issues. And again, my hope is that it works, not because I trust the plan, man. It's more, if this doesn't work, say the economy really tanks, massive war breaks out and continues to fester around the globe, the worst instincts of humanity will start to rise to the top. And you might, even if you're a Protestant, start praying to the Archangel Michael. Anyway, happy Mother's Day early, everybody.
Happy Mother's Day. Get your mother's a gas mask and a helmet.
This part of the program brought to you by Pest Pro Services. Aren't they wonderful?
Absolutely.
And they're good at what they do.
Very good at what they do.
And that's like the sweet spot. Really great local folks you could hang out with, have a long conversation with. Just they're always helping out others in the small business community, also highlighting local athletics, local charities. But they're really good at what they do.
They are.
So whether you're looking for basic pest control needs, and sometimes that's a little more than, checking around and spraying, you know what I mean? Like your first time meeting them. Remember, you couldn't get in that, your big old butt couldn't get in that crawl space.
It's about an 18-inch hole, and I couldn't get in there, and nobody in town really was giving me much cooperation until I called Ashley. She's like, we got this.
And it was Zach who got in there?
Climbed on in there like a champ.
Yeah, he's the man.
And he came out and told me what we already knew. Hey, it's a little bit tight under here, but you have no termite issues.
Good.
That's what we needed to hear.
So basic pest control needs, termite protection. If you don't get that done, you're playing with fire, a really expensive, costly fire.
Slow burn.
Yes. And then, of course, we're there with mosquito season.
Right now we are.
You seen that, Craig, in your parts? The mosquitoes are out?
Skaters.
Yeah, luckily, most of the time when I'm out and by the forge, so that kind of keeps them away. But yeah, for some reason, I think I have high blood sugar because it's like a genetic thing. Me and my dad, it's all skeeters.
Oh, man.
Sweet meat.
And so, folks, Pest Pro can solve it. Eddie can attest to it firsthand.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like they come out once and then you got to remember yourself to get them to come back out. No, they get you on a plan. I think it's 8 times during peak mosquito season.
So they call me up or text me every time they're heading out. Let me know, hey, this is where we're going. Make sure everything's still good. And they let me know how it looks when they leave.
And your property's a great test because not everybody lives up in the woods by the lake.
Exactly right.
Which is Mosquito Haven,
man.
But it works there.
Works out great.
So it's going to work here in Montgomery. It's going to work in the surrounding areas. Y'all check out Pest Pro Services today. You can always learn more at ppsriverregion.com or just search for Pest Pro Services on Facebook or just call them direct. 265-9990. That's 265-9990. When you want to know, call a pro, Pest Pro Services, and be sure to tell them that Joey and Eddie and Craig, those fellas on the radio, sent you.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
If your decision for new floors is based on brands and selection, wanting perfect and professional installation, or the kind of customer service that doesn't even exist at big box stores, obviously, you gotta shop Prattville Carpet. But if you're looking for the lowest price, in that case, it's still Prattville Carpet. Because during their summer sale going on now, you can get tile, luxury vinyl plank, and carpet, all for just $1.39 a square foot.
Hi, I'm Ray Bowles from Prattville Carpet. Call us today for your free measurement. Prattville Carpet, we're more than just carpet.
For reliable electrical services in Central Alabama, trust the experts at Crosby Electric. Crosby's licensed and insured electricians are ready to tackle any project for your home, from troubleshooting, repairs, to installing new lighting and preventive maintenance. And Crosby understands the need for quality service for small business. Crosby is big enough for the largest job, yet small enough to bring real value. Visit CrosbyElectric.com to schedule your service. Crosby, powering Central Alabama with excellence.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, where over-the-road dump truck drivers are needed right now. Home twice a week and every weekend, must leave early on Sunday with Blue Cross Blue Shield. Call them now at 855-777-9785.
Everybody, there's going to be showers and thunderstorms on the forecast for the next several days, and our weather app will keep you on top of the action on where the rain is and where it's going to be. But there will be many dry hours too. So scattered showers and thunderstorms from time to time today, tomorrow, and Mother's Day Sunday for here and the Gulf Coast beaches. Today's high lower 80s, tonight's low mid 60s. I think we'll be in the 70s both Saturday and Sunday, and the rain chances get a little bit better on Monday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Budget Floors and More is your low-price leader for everything you need for flooring and DIY flooring installation supplies. For the best prices on luxury vinyl plank, carpet, ceramic tile, flooring installation supplies, and more, shop Budget Floors and More, Hunter Lane across from Del Rey to Publix.
Let's face it, what our customers say about our business is the most important advertising tool. Here at Adams Drugs, we love our customers. We're here with Al and Amy Steinecker, Adams Drugs customers. Amy, please tell us how easy it was to transfer your prescriptions to Adams Drugs from the big box store.
It was one of the easiest things I've ever done. I went into the pharmacy on Bond Road and spoke with the pharmacist and told him we had not been happy where we'd been and would love to transfer our prescriptions. And he said, I'll be happy to call them. And that was that. And now when I call, I just say I need to have a prescription filled. And it's just that simple.
Al, what has your customer service been like at Adams Drugs?
It's amazing. You walk in, you're not standing in a line. They speak to you, call you by name, and say, what do you need today, Al or Mr. Steinecker? It's wonderful. It doesn't get any better.
Please come into any Adams Drugs location and let us earn your business. Visit us at adamsdrugs.net for the location nearest you. Adams Drugs is your independently owned Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
The River Region's News Talk Station. News Talk 93.1, WACV. News Talk 93.1.
Feels a little crowded. I don't like having a window.
I don't either.
Nah, I don't mind the window because I'm looking at it. So if you see me duck,
okay, yeah,
say
right.
duck goose.
Yeah, just no. It's too late.
That's a signal.
Just like when we see a bear, You'll know if we see a bear because you'll get pushed down.
Right, you're
That's
going to
how-
trip me.
Yeah, that's how you know, oh, there must be a bear here.
Right, this guy hit me in the leg with a crowbar for some reason when the bear showed up.
Yep.
So I haven't gotten to this yet today. I was all by my lonesome yesterday when the breaking news happened of the new pope. What do we think of the new pope? What do you think of the new pope?
I'm all right. He's Pope. He's from Chicago. I don't know nothing else
American
about him.
pope, yeah.
I'm good with that. I did see a TikTok where his love interest of many, many years ago put out a thing that
He had a
said-
love interest.
when they were teenagers, apparently, or something of that nature. According to the lady on the Tiki Talk. I really don't know if that's true.
Any woman could just go on there and be like, yeah, we went to high
A
school.
woman of a
together.
certain age, and when you see her, you go, yeah, I can see it.
Craig, what do you think of the new pope?
I've looked a little bit into him. It doesn't seem like it doesn't seem like he's been very prolific in his time. Like the only people that I know of who knew who he was were people that actually keep track of the college cardinals and who actually get stacked in there. There's some reasons to be concerned and there's
Sure.
some reasons to be hopeful. So once again, like everything in this freaking generation that we're in right now, we'll have to see.
Now, I will say, I was saying before this election, and it made some sense. We'll see if they lead into this angle. And it's been a theme of this show, the online space. It's like arguments over biblical scholarship, arguments over apologetics, whether it's Catholic, Protestant, other faiths, agnostic, atheist. Like these conversations are now very mainstream online. It's some random podcast. You don't know that person. They've got 500,000 views talking about this topic for 3 hours.
Yeah.
And then the really big wigs have millions and millions of views. So it is in the zeitgeist. The vibe right now is people at least talking about this stuff and defending their understanding of their faith in unique ways. If you have a guy that can actually speak the kings, like, because all these past popes, even when you listen to like Benedict or Pope John Paul, it's like, that's not as engaging as like a guy born in Chicago who can actually speak the language. So maybe this will help with this whole online space and it'll allow the Catholic Church to have their official leader, like to actually get in online and have things that he shares. I'd never heard him speak the kings though. Like, cause yesterday he was speaking in Latin or whatever.
Latin or whatever.
Yeah,
I like
or
that.
whatever. I went to 12 years of Catholic school. I don't know a lick of Latin. They got rid of that and the nuns before I showed up there, which the Latin could have come in handy.
Semper ubi sub ubi. Always wear underwear.
Well, I found a clip. That was good. I was just like, you watch your mouth. What did you just call me? That's my first thought. But here's a clip of him from a few years back. So you can actually hear him in his own voice in speaking the English, or the American, as we might say. Let's listen in.
First reading and the gospel make very clear a message which Pope Francis has been hammering home time and again since his very first trip as Pope, when he went to this little community, an island in southern Italy, the town of Lampedusa, where all these immigrants continue to come. It's a huge problem, and it's a problem worldwide, not only in this country. There's got to be a way both to solve the problem, but also to treat people with respect. Every one of us, whether we were born in the United States of America or on the North Pole, we all are given that gift of being created in the image and likeness of God. And the day we forget that is the day we forget who we are. We forget who Christ has called us to be.
So at least he called it a problem. We'll see. And there's all sorts of mixed signals. Again, it's a good theme, Craig. We'll see. We're in the middle of it right now. It does seem like a revolutionary time in so many ways, a time of upheaval. But I think Mark Cumby commented on the stream saying, you know the tariffs are working when the Pope is made in America. Well said, sir. Well said. There's another guy asking if the question of Mary is so important in the Catholic Church, Why did the church remove the Book of Mary?
The church never removed the Book of Mary. It didn't consider it ever canonical because it was obviously written by Gnostic heretics, just like the Gospel of Thomas and so many other pseudo-gospels written in that time.
Judas and
Yeah. So the people that are obsessed with things like the Gospel of Mary or the Gospel of Thomas or a few others that I'm forgetting.
Well, at least the Gospel of Thomas is readable. Like the Gospel of Judas is the Gnostic theology.
That's
crazy.
the thing. People like get obsessed about this, and they're like, "Oh, the church buried this." Have you ever read it?
Yeah, it doesn't.
No, it's like read it, and then you can see very much why. The Gnosticism is impenetrable. It makes no sense.
It really is.
So yeah, the church, again, you're talking to someone who has zero love or affection for the Roman Catholic Church, but they did not get rid of the Gospel of Mary. Nobody in the Christian Church since time immemorial has recognized the Gospel of Mary as canonical. It's a joke.
272-9228. Eddie, you have anything you would like to add?
Try not to cough.
You drinking your boba tea over there?
Try not to cough, yeah.
And I love your little like fat boy folding table over there. It's just
snacks.
It's just a plastic folding chair, but what do you got over there?
I've got some black and white cookies. I've got some red, white, and blue brownies, which I'm really looking forward to.
Those look good, man.
I think we're getting trolled.
Of course, it's Mother's Day. Or Mother's Day food. I can't wait.
The only true Bible is innocent Ethiopia. I don't know what that means. Why did King James separate the Bible? Answer that. King James didn't separate the Bible. Desiderius Erasmus. Well, first of all, he didn't actually separate the Bible. If you're talking about the chapter and verse divisions, then I think that came in Erasmus. No, that came in. No, that came in Beza. Theodore Beza. It was after Erasmus, I believe.
So it's after the Reformation?
No. I mean, King James
you
Bible.
yeah.
It was like right there in the the Lollards were around, and there was a lot of like proto. In fact, I think it was after Jan Hus, who was the not Danish. Gosh, what was he? Hungarian, I believe, theologian who was burned alive. So there's a lot of Protestant stirrings at the time, but it was significantly before. But I know there's the argument people talk about how like the Ethiopian or the Coptic Bible is the only Bible. It's people who have no idea about textual criticism and the vast amount of manuscript evidence that we have. So it's just conspiratorial bullsugar.
Let's go to Soldier Boy. Hey, Soldier Boy, how you doing?
How you doing? When's the mayor coming today?
Yeah, sure. No, next Wednesday. This upcoming Wednesday.
Oh, next week. Okay. I was wondering. I was curious because he keeps telling me that crime's down, but we get another murder about a mile and a half away from my house last night.
Yeah.
Out of the homicide. But crime's down. Okay. I'll have to take his word, I guess. It could be interesting when he brings his statistics and his numbers. Because I learned one thing when I was in high school and I took statistics class. Those numbers can be manipulated big time. That's what I didn't like about the class, because it wasn't really factual. It was more of guesstimate or close to, or I can manipulate it any way I wanted to. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, the underlying assumptions of your methodology can give you a certain answer. And in this case, I wonder how much is actually reported.
A lot of underreported.
I mean, more or less.
If there's certain website, or not website, but Facebook sites that show violence in Montgomery on the regular, and you never see the news story that goes with it. I mean, just live fisticuffs to everything, to, hey, there's sheets. I forget how they put it, but there's sheets laying here. You might want to go check on your people. And they'll drive by and they're literally...
and how many folks who have something stolen even take the time to call it in?
A lot of times that's just, you do it if you need a report for your insurance company. That's about it.
I'm shocked between two things. A, takes 15 to 30 minutes for 911 to pick up the line. Two, takes an hour to hour and a half for a police officer to show up at a crime scene. We got major problems. And he won't admit it. And the new police chief ain't changed anything. I haven't visually seen anything change. Have you, Eddie?
I've seen more presence than I've seen before,
Yeah.
and I actually seen some traffic enforcement the other day, which almost got me. But yeah, I haven't seen the drastic changes that I was hoping for.
Yeah, and I was expecting the way they were selling it to me, that this was the greatest thing since sliced bread and wrapped up cheese, you know. And it hadn't turned out to be that. And what we up to, 22, 24 homicides?
I don't know, but that number doesn't surprise me.
Doesn't matter anyway, because if you get caught, then you get 15 to 20 years and get out with 5 years for good behavior, like the guy who raped that young lady at
Incredibly depressing, but yeah.
Right. What, 5 years he got out?
Yep, good behavior.
Good behavior. Now, let me get something. So you take a knife to her workplace, stab her, throw her out the window, and he's able to be rehabilitated for good behavior. Talk about oxymoron. In 5 years.
Yeah.
Really. I feel sorry for the police. I talked to a police officer the other day. He says he's hoping that the new DA, since Daryl Bailey left, he's hoping that they'll start to stop, making deals, saying, fine, let's make a deal with some of these criminals and just go after them and take them to trial. And that was the major problem. Where did Daryl Bailey go? Into private practice?
I don't know. But yeah, he wanted to retire. He's out of public.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe that was wise on his part. So I appreciate taking my call, guys. So you have a great day.
Thank you,
Soldier
Soldier
Boy. 272-9228. Quick break here. We'll be right back.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
When it comes to selling your home, would you trust your biggest investment to a part-time agent? Someone who might treat your sale as a second priority? Not us. I'm Hannah Grantham.
And I'm Eddie Bader. Real estate is all we do and all we've been doing for over a decade.
That's right. We work around the clock to make sure you and your investment are top priority. We're top producing agents with a highly respected reputation for results, and we'll treat you and your sale with the respect and time you deserve.
So if you're thinking of selling, call or text us at 334-368-6358.
And let us show you how real estate is done.
Hi, I'm Brian McMahon with Turf Stalkers. Within a few months of advertising with Blue Water, our customer base doubled. If you're looking for similar results, we highly recommend advertising with Blue Water.
Did you know that radio is the #1 reach platform in all of media? It's true. Call us to find out how to put radio's #1 reach to work for your business. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
Live local talk. The River Region's only 24-hour News Talk FM station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Let's go right to the phones and talk to Austin Barenko with Invista Advisors. Hey, Austin, how you doing today?
Having a great Friday, Joey. How are you and Eddie and Craig?
Oh, we're all right. How you doing, Craig?
I'm doing good. How are you, Austin?
I'm great, man. Just happy it's the weekend. Mother's Day coming up. We got an American Catholic Pope. This is great. It's been a good week.
Yeah, I was not expecting the American Pope angle, as you and I were talking about it the other day. But
yeah, definitely not. I knew that he was, very qualified, but my assumption was always probably going to be one of the Italians. They typically lean European for the papacy, and even in my office, Lisa, we saw the white smoke go up. We're all running around watching the news, but trying to speculate who it'd be. And she's like, "I think he could be the American." I was like, "No chance, no chance." And then it is, and we're all excited. So really good stuff.
now, have you had a chance on that same day? There was the announcement of the U.S.-UK trade deal. Have y'all at Invista had a chance to kind of talk about that, think about that, not just that deal itself, but what this maybe signals going forward?
Yeah, briefly. I haven't dived too deep into it, but I think they settled at a much lower tariff rate than the base rate of, 25%? Maybe they brought it down to 10, generally speaking. I don't know exactly, but I'm really watching a little bit closer the talks with China. I think that has a much greater impact in the long run. But the markets have responded favorably this week. I mean, we're down a little bit today, trading, call it flat, but, we're up on the week still. And the biggest pop, of course, came shortly after those announcements. I think we went from 55 to 5,600 on the S&P, which is the indices that we track. And but all these negotiations, I think, if we get a similar outcome to what we had in the UK, which is We peg the tariffs at a really high number. We negotiate and back it down consistently. The market should respond favorably to that over and over and over again with each negotiation that goes on. But the biggest one, of course, is China. So I think Besson is handling that one personally. I think some of these others, he might have some underlings doing his work. But he's the smartest guy in the room, in my opinion. And if he's handling the China negotiations, we have a really good chance of getting a favorable deal done. And heck, just once the negotiations are done and just kind of the release of negative energy and we can get back to just doing business as normal and know what the figures are going to be, the market loves clarity. Uncertainty is what causes volatile markets. And when that uncertainty is gone, it'll be a lot easier to operate in our position here.
Well, and if folks want to start a conversation with y'all, what can y'all do to help them out?
Yeah, just give us a call, 334-387-0094. But, we don't always lead with investments. I enjoy talking about it, particularly on the radio, and it gets people interested. But, more of an impact to your personal wealth than the market is your ability to earn and your ability to save and make good decisions. And that's one thing that we try to guide you on is good decision making with your finances, building a plan, executing a plan. That's really the starting point. And so if you've never done that or you don't have confidence in the plan that you've built, let us look it over and help give you that confidence and maybe tweak some of the things you've already started to point you in the right direction. But we'd love to have a conversation with you. So just give us a call.
Again, that number, folks, 387-0094. When you call them up, be sure to say, hey, I heard Austin Branco on the radio with that Joey Clark guy. I want to see what y'all can do for me.
Awesome. Thank you, Jerry. You guys all have a great weekend.
Appreciate it, Austin. Again, folks, that's Austin Branco with Invista Advisors.
The opinions voiced in this material are for general information only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. All performance referenced is historical and is no guarantee of future results. All indices are unmanaged and may not be invested into directly. The opinions expressed in this material do not necessarily reflect the views of LPL Financial. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. Investment advice is offered through Invista Advisors, registered investment advisor and separate entity from LPL Financial.
Just a quick rundown of stuff that is in the news other than what we've already covered. Is there a Maha schism? RFK Jr. and Nicole Shanahan kind of odds, especially over this Trump pick of Casey Means to be the Surgeon General.
Yeah, apparently RFK had told Shanahan that neither of the Means were going to have a place in the administration.
Right.
But I think that's Trump's call, isn't it?
That is Trump's call at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We could get into that. And I didn't expect Shanahan. Sorry, somebody got something smudged all over the pen. Really, Greg?
Is it sticky?
No, it's more like peanut butter or dried peanut butter. It's not even sticky.
Remember that cookie butter that Eddie brought in?
That stuff's
I've
good.
been thinking about that.
Stuff's really good.
I found the cook. Yeah, I do a lot with that. A lot of things that I'm ashamed of.
You can put it on a dead dog's nose and it probably tastes
Oh,
good.
it's so good on so many things. Waffles, fresh hot waffles. Oh yeah.
But another odd Trump choice. I've never really liked her. I'm sorry to those who do. Judge Jeanine Pirro is the new U.S. attorney for the D.C. area. Maybe that's just punishment to all them. I've never been.
Really, Joey?
No. I can't wait to ask Judge Knapp about that. Oh, man, because those two have worked together. That'll be fun.
Oh, yeah.
I got a feeling he's not going to like it. Did y'all see the video of Letitia James being called Tush James and being called out at a town hall meeting by a New Yorker?
No, I did not see that.
We'll get to that in the next hour. It's an epic troll, obnoxious. It's like the one guy standing up going, and the whole crowd's like, no, and he just fearlessly goes in there. And instead of her calling her Tish James, he calls her Tush James. Are you ready? Like, we'll get into it.
Okay.
And in news for those who care about such things, I ranted about it just the other week. Bill Belichick's girlfriend, Jordan Hudson, banned from UNC football facility. I guess she's a distraction or something.
Or maybe he's tired of her following everywhere, so he's like, hey, guys, do me a favor.
This is my
I need a little time here. Lay down some law for me, would you?
No, what I need you to do is lay down a rule so she can break it. Because I like it when she sort of breaks the rules. The danger is, I like the danger. Oh, by the way, 71% of Democrats want to put Elon Musk in prison.
Yeah, he belongs here.
Yeah. It's not like
he could make them better.
giving speech back to paraplegics with ALS or anything.
Comes back and there's just prisoners like soldering computer parts.
Exactly.
Like, turns it into the most high-tech prison. We will never escape. We will
Right.
never escape.
Yeah, we don't want to leave.
There's tracking devices in my head.
Anyway, second hour coming up.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusada, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm John Scott. The air traffic controllers directing planes into the Newark, New Jersey airport lost their radar this morning for the second time in 2 weeks. The FAA said the radar at the facility in Philadelphia that directs planes in and out of Newark Airport went black for 90 seconds. Russia celebrating the 80th anniversary of the defeat of Nazi Germany in World War II, with President Putin presiding over a massive parade of tanks, missiles, and troops through Red Square. The festivities were overshadowed by reports of Ukrainian drone attacks targeting Moscow, disrupting service at the capital's airports. Pope Leo XIV celebrating his first Mass a day after his historic election as the first U.S.-born pope in the Catholic Church's 2,000-year history. On Wall Street, the Dow dropping 136 points, the Nasdaq down 27. This is SRN News.
Hey everybody, Charlie Kirk here. As Executive Director of Turning Point USA, a national radio host, podcaster, husband, and father of two, my schedule is about as crazy as it can possibly get. 2 years ago, I made the decision to take control of my health, and I chose PhD Weight Loss and Nutrition because I needed a plan that fit my hectic lifestyle. I travel a lot, and my schedule changes every week, so I need something simple. They customized a plan for my body and my schedule, and I quickly lost 30 pounds. Now I have the energy and focus to get through my busy day. PhD will help you too. They won't let you fail. Just give them a call, schedule your weight loss consultation, and see if their program is right for you. Call 855-696-2020. That's 855-696-2020. The first 11 callers who mention the word healthy will get 2 weeks added to their weight loss package. Call 855-696-2020 and mention the word healthy, or visit them at myphdweightloss.com. That is myphdweightloss.com. It worked for me, and it can work for you. myphdweightloss.com.
Rich Thomas weather brought to you by Clark Heating, Air and Plumbing.
Hey, this is Robbie Clark. Stay cool with a spring tune-up with Clark Heating, Air and Plumbing. Don't wait. Schedule today. Give us a call at 334-277-2125. Alabama certification number 09098.
Everybody, there's going to be showers and thunderstorms on the forecast for the next several days, and our weather app will keep you on top of the action on where the rain is and where it's going to be. But there will be many dry hours too. So scattered showers and thunderstorms from time to time today, tomorrow, and Mother's Day Sunday for here and the Gulf Coast beaches. Today's high lower 80s, tonight's low mid 60s. I think we'll be in the 70s both Saturday and Sunday, and the rain chances get a little bit better on Monday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, these are today's top stories. An early Thursday morning shooting in Montgomery has left one person dead. Police responded to reports of a person shot at the Atlanta Highway Chevron near Eastdale Mall around 5 a.m. The unidentified male victim was pronounced dead at the scene, suspect and motive unknown. No further information has been released. Governor Kay Ivey on Thursday signed legislation that will make Juneteenth the day that commemorates the end of slavery as an official state holiday. All state offices will be closed on June 19th for the holiday. Juneteenth was observed by President Trump in 2020 and became a federal holiday in 2021. Auburn University at Montgomery is setting a record with this year's graduation class. Tomorrow, on Saturday, May 10th, the university will graduate the largest class in its history, awarding 733 degrees. AUM will hold 2 commencement ceremonies in the athletics complex at 10 a.m. and 2 p.m., which will also be streamed online. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
When you need a new door or window replaced, you want it done right. Someone who delivers expert craftsmanship every time. Experience is a must. Listen, Davis Door and Sash. They can show you new doors and windows that can help you lower your utility bills and boost energy efficiency. DavisDoorandSashAlabama.com or call 334-288-6010. Davis Door and Sash, the perfect fit for your home.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. You're on the Joey Clark Simulator here in the studio with me.
What's up, homie?
Son.
Want to go look at some snakes this weekend? I mean, some land this weekend?
No, neither. I'm good in that regard.
Okay. They ain't making no more.
I know they're not making any more. So,
You're going to be one of those guys you're waiting to move to Mars or something?
are you one of those guys like you ain't no man unless you got land?
Yeah, I mean, that's why I'm in the business.
Fair enough.
Trying to help men out.
No, but like maybe I'll get land someday, buy a place someday, and when I'm doing that, I'll ask you for help. But
I'll be dead by then. But that's cool. You should though think about buying land because it's a good place to park money.
Yeah,
it's a good place to park money, especially here in Alabama. We have some of the lowest property taxes.
Let's go to Daddy O. Hey, Daddy O.
What up, Daddy O?
What's going on, my brothers from other mothers?
Hanging in here like a hair in a biscuit.
I know you are. I'm up here in beautiful Lake Jordan. I call it Jordan. Eddie, what do you call it?
I call it Jordan.
Yeah, me
Who calls
too.
it Jordan?
Me after about 7 beers.
Only when you're in slap out. You
Right.
call it
Hey,
Jordan.
you got to. You have to.
Okay.
Me and you drank the same beer, Eddie, Busch Light.
That's right.
That's the best beer on the planet. I'm up here spraying a 12 by 24 5 foot off the ground deck.
Woo!
Yep, that's fun. I want to congratulate our hometown girl, Miss Ella Langley, won 5 trophies or awards last night. I say awards at the American Country Music Awards. She's from Hope Hull.
She is from Hope Hull. That's right.
Well, congratulations.
Went to Hooper Academy.
Mm-hmm.
She's my youngest son went up there, and she was there at that time. She was a country girl. Went to Auburn forestry for 2 years, and then dropped out. Wasn't a cheerleader. Didn't do anything but play that guitar.
There you go.
Yeah, and she's I'm proud of her. She's
Glad
a
it paid
hometown
off.
girl. It paid off for her. And she that song with Riley Green. I know y'all have heard it. It's
Can you sing it for me?
Huh?
Can you sing it for me?
Man, I couldn't carry a tune on the spaghetti bowl. It's something about you love me or something like that. I'm going blank with it. But they're talking about land for Joey.
Yeah.
Moses gonna ride through your studio on a tricycle before Joey has any land.
You might be on something there, Daddy-O.
Don't test
me. He's too suburban.
Well, we'll get him a lot somewhere in Montgomery.
Well, yeah. You have to put him a mobile home on it.
There you go.
He'll be all right.
He'll be all right.
I might surprise y'all.
He definitely wouldn't be trailer trash though.
Oh no.
Well, all right. I took enough air time. Y'all have a good one.
You too, Daddy-O.
Ain't no crappie up here in Lake Jordan yet, Eddie.
They were all over my pier last night. If you get on Facebook, look at that video I put out there. I put my nightlight out, man. I probably had 1,000 fish in front of that thing.
Daggone.
Yeah.
Crappie?
There was a lot of shad in there chasing, but yeah, you'd see crappie come through there and take them a bite every once in a while.
I'm on the new lake. I'm on the new lake side, and there ain't a crappie inside here.
Y'all got a lot of the Florida bass over there. That's where they stocked them. They might have ate a lot of your bait.
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But we've been doing some limb. You ever done any limb fishing before I go?
Yes. That's fun to do, Joey. That'd be a fun thing to honestly just to watch at night. because you
Yeah,
tie
Just tie a line.
Yeah, you tie a line and then you go get them in the dark.
Oh yeah. Oh, why in the dark?
That's the best time.
It's kind of Joy. It's kind of like that swamp people do with them alligators.
Oh, sure,
It really
but with
is,
fish.
man.
Okay.
It
I mean,
is.
we're catching 15, 20-pound catfish on them long shads.
Gum.
Yeah, it looks like you got a shark on there, man.
Yeah, that's it. All right, see you.
See, Daddy-O. It is a lot of fun. That is. I remember we put out trot lines when Justin first moved down here. He was probably 9 or 10 years old, and the first catfish brought on there was a big old blue cat, and he was probably about 12, 14 pounds. But Justin seen that, and he said, "It's a shark, Daddy! It's a shark!"
I will say that is good eating. Like
Yeah.
you catch it fresh.
Yeah. I don't
Fry it
really
up
like
real
to
quick?
eat the bigger ones, the older ones.
Well, yeah.
But
I see
a
what
lot
you
of people
mean.
do, man. A lot of people do.
You like the little ones
I like-
that haven't eaten too much of the trash on the
Yep.
bottom.
Especially a flathead. It tastes a little bit better. But crappie, to me, one of the best
Oh, that's good.
tasting freshwater fish there
That is some tasty stuff.
Yeah.
Well, any fish for the most part, if it's fresh. I mean, there's some you don't want to eat.
You want to eat some carp?
No.
You know, most of the world, they eat
They
that.
do?
They eat that like it's going out
Where?
of style, man. Especially in England and a lot of your
Really?
I imagine your Polish people
But
do.
there's,
Europe.
isn't it mostly bone though?
A lot of times they'll boil it or cook it so long, so low that the bones just kind of disintegrate.
Oh, like the gelatin?
Yeah.
Oh, ew.
Yeah, it's not my favorite.
That's not good.
No, that's not my favorite by far.
That's
But,
not
you
good
know,
at all.
And some people make carp balls out of it and things like that. And just
Sure. No, and they're huge fish. You would think
yeah, they're
there's
fun
like
to fight.
Yeah, you'd think there's like so much meat, good meat there.
One of the best things like tuna. Tuna's about 80%. Like if you get a
Yeah.
100-pound tuna, you're going to walk away with about 80 pounds of meat.
Nice.
So, yeah,
Nice.
I like to go tuna fishing.
So you do the limb night fishing often?
Haven't done it since I was probably early 20s when, you literally go bait it up about dusk, you go drink a 12-pack of beer, and then you go start pulling limbs.
Lazy man's way.
Yeah,
of doing it.
it is, but man, it's exciting. Because
Well, what's your favorite way to fish right now?
saltwater fishing.
Really?
Yeah.
Like
'Cause
just
I'm older now. We put a line out. We
deep
have,
sea?
Yeah.
So
Drink a
are
few
you
beers
are you
and-
like trolling or do you like
I like
sitting in
trolling,
one
but
spot?
the action's not good enough, and I get drunk too quick. So we gotta fish for a little while. We'll drink a few beers, move to the next spot, drink a few beers, fish again, and then by the end of the day, you sweated out most of the beer you drank, so you're still sober. Get back to the docks, clean the fish. Usually go eat them. Go to these places that you can bring your own fish and they'll cook them.
Oh yeah.
But it's more about, honestly, as I've gotten older, it's more about the camaraderie. It's like when we're hooking these tuna, which I'd love for you to do it with us one time. We've hooked these 80, 90-pound tunas. We got to pass the rod around. There'll be three of us, three different people fighting that fish. And it's just a lot of fun.
You and my dad would get along.
Yeah.
No, he's right there. He keeps his boat. His buddy's place is literally dock on the bay,
That's
and he's
nice.
right across the street from that. Just walks over, takes the boat. Like last time I was there, we took the boat at night to
Yeah.
some restaurant. It's faster to get to
That's
Orange
the way to
Beach
do it,
from where
man.
he's at.
Yeah.
And really stopping after we ate, we stopped in the middle of the bay.
Yeah.
Turned off the lights.
Just chill.
Man, that is the ocean is powerful and alive.
Dude, you feel very small.
Yes.
Very small.
And that's just the bay. And it was very smooth night and the stars wide open.
There's a lot of stories about scuba divers, and there's one in particular where these guys do these deep water dives where they're down several hundred feet for weeks at a time. And they have a little dry pod that they sleep in, but they also have another pod across the way that they use the bathroom in. So this one guy tells a story of and it's only like 8-10 feet apart, so he didn't put on any gear, but he went and dove from one to the other in the middle of the night. He said he got about halfway there and he saw something open its eye, and he said the eye was bigger than me, and I am 6'4".
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. But it's been a while since I've done that.
Yeah.
So I think the last time I went, I was fairly younger and I got sick.
A lot of
And
people
it
do,
wasn't-
but
wasn't
there's
a lot of
so,
fun.
yeah, and that turns a lot of people off, but there's so many different ways now.
Then
keeping
I
you from
have a
getting sick.
really old memory where we went to a family reunion in New Jersey.
In Jersey?
And somebody got us, like the whole family, a spot on this massive fluke fishing boat.
Yep.
That was fun because, I mean, the boat is so massive, like you don't feel too much on a normal day.
Right.
And people caught all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, the stuff
Like-
that they bring up, you're just like, that lives down
Well, one guy caught a flying fish or whatever
Yeah.
those are called.
there?
Yeah.
They'll hit on the boat sometimes. You'll be going and
Yeah, and they're gorgeous
They're beautiful.
fish. Yeah. But in fluke, I guess it's those flat bottom dwellers,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. And you're just trolling. It's a massive boat. That was all right. And we did trolling for a snapper one time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's not bad. It's just I hadn't done something like that in a long time.
The only thing in Alabama and in Florida too, the same way, just the heat, man. It'll be like we usually go out 4 3, 4 in the morning, and we're done by 6 at night. But it'll be middle of the day, and if there's no waves and there's no nothing, it's just still. Man, it's so.
You ever been caught off coast a long way, say a mile or two, and the storm rolls through?
Oh yeah,
that's fun.
Somebody like me, honestly, I enjoy it.
Oh, you kind of have a death wish.
Yeah, I honestly love that. I think my $1 million idea, if I ever hit the lotto, I'm going to build a house somewhere where there's the most hurricanes. It's going to be a big concrete house, and I'm going to rent it out. Every time there's a hurricane, I'm going to rent it out to somebody. Because there's nothing like just living through that and knowing you're going to be okay. I mean,
Oh, no, the last time a big one rolled through Orange Beach, it wasn't that big.
Yeah.
I'm like asking my dad, because they're right there on the coastline, like, what are you doing? He's like, we're staying.
Just chilling out, man.
We got a generator.
Yeah.
Like, we'll be all right. Unless it hits us direct, but we'll be all right unless,
I don't know. I enjoy that excitement.
So, yeah, it's just been a while since I need to go down at least see him. I head down to the
You
coast.
should, man. You should.
About a 3-hour drive, not too bad.
Not bad at all.
Not too bad.
2-year-old man. Should do it.
He does live in the middle of nowhere. It's kind of the perfect mix. It's not like you're going to Orange Beach or Gulf Shores or Destin or anything. It's not even like where you used to do work at, like after you cross the border line, Perdido Key, right there, like right near the Floribama. It is Lillian, Alabama, which is on the bay, but it is surrounded by farmland.
Yeah.
And it takes probably 30 minutes to find the nearest convenience store, grocery store.
Imagine back in the day, they were probably giving that land away.
But it's really good when it's in season. He's got a farm right next to him that does that sweet, the Queen silver corn.
Oh, Joey.
You don't need to add anything.
No, you don't.
Like, that is
That stuff's
fantastic
delicious.
stuff. So he's kind of got this perfect mix of rural, like just out in the middle of nowhere, but then he's 15 minutes on the boat to Orange Beach if he wants to go have fun at a good restaurant.
Just living the life, baby.
Yeah, he's enjoying himself. He's
Now you
found a
see
good
why I
woman,
want a
and
snorkel shack.
He's got a little dog, a girl named Kenny.
Yeah.
And the little dog will get mad at you if you don't pet it.
Is that right?
Yeah, you start petting and it just starts yapping at you. And then they've got a couple cats now that were wild that ended up showing up and just got
If you feed them, they'll hang out, man. So they keep the snakes away.
He's doing all right. He's doing okay. I'm wondering what's going to happen with my brother and them. They're moving to Nashville. I'll definitely go visit. I've never been to Nashville. But I hear it's, well, from what my brothers tell me, it's expensive.
It's expensive, yeah, but it's a fun place to, party.
No, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. Craig, you ever do any fishing?
Yeah, I mean, I'll do it if I get asked, but I'm just not. It's not something I ever like crave doing.
And you're not much. You don't like go deer hunting. And all
Oh no,
that?
deer. Yeah,
You do
hunting.
yeah. Like turkey hunting.
I don't like. I like getting a literal bang for my buck.
Oh, fair enough.
A turkey, that's like a meal, maybe two.
Fair enough.
A deer I can eat for.
Well, here in
Yeah,
Alabama, there's
pack a lot of
so
meat in the
frequent you
freezer.
can hit them with your truck very often too.
Yeah.
Kind of pick one
You
up.
ever go kill them hogs?
Oh yeah.
Nice. I've never done that.
Well, I mean, I've never
Blast
been on
them,
like
baby.
I've never been on like one. I've killed hogs. I've never like been on one of those trips where they
With the helicopter
drive
and you're hanging out.
helicopters or ATVs and just. Although I
that
would
could
in a heartbeat.
That could be fun.
There was some people in Russia that sell that for the pirates. They'll sell you the experience. You get to go shoot at pirates.
Like human beings?
Pirates.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I'd imagine they shoot back.
That's kind of part of the fun, but yeah.
Okay.
I got some long distance stuff. We're gonna do like
They're pirates.
Yeah, it's a tourism thing, but you're kind of a mercenary.
I thought it was BS. I went down the rabbit hole, but there's a little bit of an industry
It's
there.
the Russians who do
Yeah.
this.
Do the Russians provide the weapons?
Yeah, you just show up.
Interesting.
You show up.
I don't know about that, man. Like, I'd love to see
Come on, they
Russia.
let
I'd love
Katy
to see
Perry go to space, but why can't you go hunt some pirates?
That's very different than going to hunt pirates in
Yeah.
Russia.
It's like you can go to space without shooting a malnourished Somali teenager.
Yeah, but think of what they're doing to the environment by going to space. I mean, look at all the permits they got to pull.
Mhm.
It's probably not really healthy for us to be doing that.
Oh God!
But hunting
What
pirates,
happened
no,
to you?
that's healthy.
Would you hit your head this morning? Good God. No, and it's the folks who look at all these space flight, and I admit I like the SpaceX a lot more than the sort of tourism. Let's send a bunch of female celebrities.
It's kind of like NASCAR,
10
though. You're
minutes.
waiting for the worst to happen.
But all of them in general, like I just can't stand the thought of like, but what about all the poor people here on Earth? And I'm like, that's why you'll always be poor.
Yeah.
That mentality right there. Like, come on, you got to think.
Crabs in the bucket, my friend.
Yeah, this idea that, and again, it's a story. 71% of Democrats want Elon Musk to be put in prison. For what? For what?
They need to send him back to where he came from, Joey.
Yeah,
that's the popular
they
line.
favor a hypothetical law to put Musk behind bars, as would 80% of self-identified liberal voters.
Any charges though? Just
no,
because?
just come up with a law to put him in prison.
Okay.
For what? Seriously. Now, this happened in New York, and this is one of those guys where, you remember the scene, and what is it? Is it Caddyshack where somebody throws a Baby Ruth in the pool? Yeah. And everybody just runs away and screaming and all this?
Yeah, but Baby Ruth don't float. And,
right.
Done that 1,000 times.
Oh, yeah.
But it didn't float in the movie. I think it goes to the bottom in the movie.
I thought it was floating. I thought somebody was swimming in the daddy duty.
I don't know. Anyway, this kind of moment here, this guy stands up at a town hall, and the Attorney General of the state of New York, Letitia James, however you say the woman's name, and I'll just play it for you.
My question is for Tush James. Will you...
Tush James. I'd like your statue in Times Square. Did y'all see that thing?
Ask you, I literally was going to ask you, is that supposed to be her? I mean, I saw it.
Kind of looks like it.
Right. I didn't know if it's wrong for me to say that, but
anyway,
I thought they were tied together.
You can already tell just from, I got a question for Tush James, that this is going to be a doozy.
Why are you talking so much, broad?
My question is for Tush James. Will you apologize to President Trump for wasting millions of dollars and the state of New York for a witch trial? And how does it feel to know that you will be imprisoned for mortgage fraud?
Thank you for coming.
Isn't that the guy from The Shield?
It just cracks me up. It reminds me of the people that drove by like Barnes and Nobles and Books a Million and go, Snape killed Dumbledore. Like, it's just for no good reason. They're running out there like just spoiling things for folks.
Nerds really do that?
Yeah, people actually did that. Pretty hilarious, actually. Like, not the nerds. The nerds didn't do that. It's like folks who just wanted to mess with the nerds who were like really into the books at that time.
Those are called nerds too.
Well, fair enough.
I mean, it sounds like a great prank.
It was nerd under violence. I admit it.
Yeah. Good way to put that.
I mean, but how do we feel about Tush James getting being investigated by the DOJ? Is this Trump exacting vengeance?
Yeah, you did it to me. I'm doing it back to you. I don't care. I really don't care.
I mean, if she's the only person we see in jail in this administration, I'm going to be so upset.
But that's the thing. That's the other thing. I think they'll throw these charges at her by the end of the day. I don't think nothing will happen.
Well, and it wouldn't be rich, though. The way she went after him, in particular about the overvaluing of his properties, that she would then go down for essentially mortgage fraud.
Dude,
it'd be
usually the people that do the casting of Joey did this are the guilty themselves.
Sure.
Look at a lot of the leadership that's...
If you remember right, I think they said, no, the true value of Mar-a-Lago is $18 million.
I'd have bought it right then for whatever they said.
What are you
sold it the next
talking
day.
about?
Right.
And by the way, that's one of the biggest success stories of the guy's life. Because it could easily be a money pit. Like how massive it is, the upkeep on that place, but to turn it into a club, to
that's the way to do
value
it, man.
of the other properties.
Come over to my party.
Now it's worth quite a bit, and now it's got the prestige of the presidency, I suppose. But we'll see. I find the whole Trump is exacting vengeance. To your point, Craig, like I'm not seeing that yet. Like, what about Dr. Fauci? Is he gonna? I guess he was pardoned for 10 years for what? What did he do?
Are we ready to test that pardon yet?
I'd at least like to see him hold in front of the Congress.
Yeah, it's like why can't we just have a trial and get him convicted even if he can't receive any sort of punishment?
Yeah.
Just to let the facts out in a very dramatic, formal way.
Officially, you are a jerk.
Yeah, you're a real jerk.
Right.
That Fauci, such a jerk. And by the way, I forgot. I should have asked Senator Britt this when she was on Wednesday. Seen all the attacks on John Fetterman?
No.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
they're getting beat up.
The stuff about his like post-stroke.
Yeah, and he's not taking his medication and stuff.
Thinks that he's right about everything.
Not drinking the Kool-Aid?
Yeah. No, I think it's like, it's kind of crazy. Like, y'all elected this guy, and now that he's not singing from the hymnal that y'all want, it's like, well, let's ruin his life.
It's also, though, a lesson to other Democrats. You get out of line, this is the treatment we're going to give you. Or
Yeah,
worse.
and well, yeah, I feel bad for him. Well, I mean, not that bad. I don't really care.
Frankenstein, he'd be all right.
But I like the style he brings to the Senate. No, because there was like one hearing I always think of, one committee hearing, where it's, I think, like Jamie Dimon and a bunch of the bigwigs of the big banks. And he was having a lot of trouble at that point speaking at all. But he's still there as a senator, interviewing these, top flight bankers. And because he couldn't speak very well, he just go, why we help you and not little people. And like the bankers had no response. It was genius. It was like, let's just
couldn't respond. You're a devil. Anything you say at that point is the devil.
Why we help you and not everyday people.
Any answer would have gotten, why are they picking on him?
In a way, Fetterman, I think he might portend, if I can use that word, he might foreshadow a certain way our politics is going.
Yeah.
Especially post-Trump. Like, I think it's only going to get worse. And then if you look at the certain creatures rising up in the House of Representatives, and I mean on both sides, whether it's, Jasmine Crockett or Nancy Mace.
I was going to say, we got our
like,
own.
oh my
we got
goodness.
our own, man.
My goodness. Like, it's over the top at this point. I like the theater because it's stupid.
Yeah.
And it's fun to cover stupid crap. But it's also like, you go watch old clips of people talking in American politics and they're actually educated.
Yeah.
And having nuanced, interesting discussions. And now everything's down to the level of the old Morton Downey Jr. show.
Yep. That's exactly right.
Or hell, Jerry Springer. Like, it's really getting that bad at this point.
And Jasmine Crockett is just something else.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you see at a commencement speech, she shouted out Montgomery.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. In a very positive way.
Yeah, we know how to use a chair. If you remember Montgomery, we know how to use a chair, whether it's to, put somebody in their place or to pull up a chair and pull up our spot. And it's like good old Montgomery, city of, what is it, city of dreams, or is it city of resentments? I don't know. I don't know. City of petty resentments. Oh, don't call it petty. Don't you understand the history and all that stuff?
That's right.
Like, I've been hearing about it my whole life. I share my birthday's on December 1st. I've heard about Rosa Parks since I was frickin' born.
You know her husband owned a car.
He did.
Just saying. Just saying.
No, did you know that a lot of that was it wasn't some just
It
spontaneous
was by design,
thing.
and
it worked.
I don't knock that at all. It's just
it definitely worked. So
somebody had a car in that family.
I just think I'm still not over the fact when I went down to investigate the mural downtown, the BLM mural, that there was a porta potty on top of that sacred mural, and it was right across from the Rosa Parks statue. I looked at that, I go, that's just disrespectful. Who came up with that? Seriously.
Good city leadership. That's it.
No, when I brought that up with the mayor, he goes, that was stupid. I don't know who did that. I think there
phone
was
call
some
got made
marathon or some
it was a marathon
people,
down there. Half marathon or something like
they
that.
put the
that
porta potties just like right there. I'm like, that is the stupidest placement of a porta potty. Also the most glorious for my purposes, but yeah.
Right. You know, whoever did that felt real good about.
I was going to say, you kind of feel like there was some intent there.
They said, I just
put it here, so this is where I'm putting it.
Yeah, because there's plenty of other spots right there around that.
I drop crappers for a living. I don't do no thinking. They said here, so there's where it goes.
Anyway.
Good plausible deniability.
Yep.
This part of the program brought to you by Montgomery Men's Health. And they're at Montgomery Men's Health. They're ready to help you fellas out. If you're feeling run down, tired, all the live long day, fall asleep right after you have a nice lunch, maybe wake up in the morning after you're supposed to be sleeping 8 hours and you're still just exhausted. Your sleep patterns are all messed up. And your metabolism shot. You're seeing unwanted weight gain, loss of muscle mass, no gains in the gym as much as you try, brother.
Ooh, that hurts.
Yes, it does, brother. And you have no libido to speak of, no sex drive, if you will.
Ooh, that really hurts.
No life force. Well, all these together could very well be low testosterone. And the providers there at Montgomery Men's Health will conduct a testosterone-focused lab workup plus a consultation for only $99. And if that is your problem, low T, they have treatments there that can truly change men's lives. Men after treatment can experience higher energy, better gains in the gym. Brother. That's right, brother. Better mental clarity, improved sleep patterns, a faster metabolism. You usually even notice an increase libido. And you can actually book the same day that you call. That number, 440-3663. That's 440-3663. Or go to MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com to book your appointment today.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
The Tierce family has been your local Roto-Rooter service since 1964. Drain cleaning, plumbing repair, and those troublesome septic tanks, no problem. Technology has changed a bit in the last 54 years. Video inspections of lines to locate problems is available, as well as scheduling your appointment online. River Region residents have trusted Roto-Rooter for over half a century. You can too. Call today at 272-7130 or visit online at rotorooteralabama.com.
Call Roto-Rooter, that's the name, and legal troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
It's time to show Mom how much you appreciate her with a Jenny Lynn's floral creation for Mother's Day. Skip the grocery store flowers and make one quick call. 285-1000. Roses, lilies, beautiful bouquets, and gift baskets designed just for Mom. Call Jenny Lynn's Creations, 285-1000.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values. This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
On FM, on your smartphone, and online, the River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. 272-9228 if you want to get on the program. Greg Monger here in the studio with me. Eddie had to step out for whatever reason. But
That man's all about the hustle and bustle.
it is all about the hustle and bustle. How's it going covering the legislature?
We got one day left, and once we finally sign a die, I'll feel like my soul can take a deep breath. But it was chaos this week, the same way that it has been. And yeah, it's
Well, if you read what I wrote this
week,
it
needs to stop, and I could not have agreed more.
Yeah, no, I was about to start using the anarchy word, the abolish word. Like, it's just, I meant what I said in the piece. There are plenty of folks down there that are fine folks. And I'm talking staffers and a lot of the elected representatives too. It's like, I don't have any problem with you personally. But when I watch the incentive structure and how it drives people's behavior down there, I'd have to roll my eyes at it.
Yeah, and it always stinks because you're watching this kabuki theater, and you know what's going on behind the scenes. You know what they're trying to negotiate, who's mad about what, who's trying to do whatever, and you're just like, man, this excuse that we get to at the end of every session is like, I've watched you guys allow hours and hours and hours be wasted, and then we're going to get to the end of the session and there's going to be 50 bills that would have done good stuff, and you're just going to be like, well, we ran out of time. No, you didn't run out of time. You didn't. I mean, in the Senate is worse than anything. You've seen with the crazy shenanigans up there. The House isn't quite nearly as bad, but I mean, really, it has been the Senate slowing things down. And yeah, I'm ready for it to be over, but this was kind of a blah session, to be honest with you.
It was. I think I'll give it a C-.
Yeah.
D+ maybe.
Yeah. There's a couple exciting moments, and one or two good, but most of the really good bills, they're just waiting. They're in the wing.
Well, I will say I thought the expansion of things like Anaya's law and some stiffer penalties, that was good.
Yeah.
And actually be able to keep people off the streets if they fire into a house or something, or somebody else's car. Maybe you don't get out. You have to immediately get out. Like, give me a break. That was absurd. And also absurd is seeing Senator Tuberville talk about how I'm proud of Alabama being the first in the nation to give an overtime tax cut. And we need to do that up here in the United States Congress, just like President Trump wants. And I'm like, I'm watching this go, Coach, they're getting rid of it, Coach. They're putting the taxes back on in your state, Coach.
Pay attention.
And that one, I think it's going to be, I've tried my level best. I've talked about it constantly on the show. I've written 2 or 3 op-eds about it. Really got the speaker's attention on one of them. And yet I think there are a lot of folks working overtime that just aren't aware this is about to hit them like a ton of bricks.
Yeah.
Next tax period.
Yeah, there's going to be some poor HR ladies getting a earful of, well, my check. I saw my check.
Right. Oh, especially like we talk about all the time. Like, you work overtime at Hyundai, that's not like you're volunteering for it necessarily.
Yeah.
I guess some people do.
Well,
But,
I mean, I remember, before I did this, working communications, we had the opportunity for overtime, and I took it as often as I could because you kind of needed it to survive. And so, yeah, now I obviously don't work for an hourly wage, so I have no skin in the game. But if anyone deserves to keep more of their money, it's the people that are working excessive hours
Right.
to your ordinary person. I mean, it just makes common sense if you think of anyone that's deserving of it, as opposed to like the grocery tax cut, which is like what, a penny for every $100
Right.
you spend.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
nuts.
Well, and it was already promised.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we're just going to speed up the thing we already promised and take away that other Christmas gift we gave you a while back.
Well, it screws businesses as well, because anybody that was wanting to get on the overtime bandwagon or were riding it because of this, back off now. And a lot of times with us, 48 hours. Once you did anything over 48 hours, you started going on the other end of the tax bracket. A lot of people quit at 48, but most of us, you did whatever it took. I mean, they were going to tax you no matter what. But this right here, it, like you said, it goes after the hardest working people out there.
And then you get to this hemp regulation bill. I believe that's a tax increase as well. What, a 7% excise tax?
Yeah.
As
Not only
well
that,
as
you're
all sorts of news.
shutting down businesses. You're literally shutting down business.
And it is a perfect example of use the moral outrage as a battering ram to then not ban a thing, but to just, take it over.
Yeah. Take it over and make more money off of it.
And I'm just shaking my head at this. Like, I do wonder if they accounted for the online portion of things.
Well, not only that, if you're a person thinking about doing business in Alabama, you were just told that, hey, your production, the labor, they're going to be a little less interested now. And if it's too good of a business, well, the state just might take it from you. Why the hell would you come here?
And there were clearly ways, in terms of the actual safety concerns, there are clearly ways of implementing the safety rules without essentially having the ABC take over all this.
But those safety rules are so ridiculous. They're like, hey, Joe, you can get 100 milligrams of whatever behind the counter. You can get those cigarettes too. You can get that alcohol right there too. Why suddenly this is the devil?
But what are they going to do? There's no, what requirements did they put in for safety or whatever? They said that anything can't be over 10 milligrams. Like that.
So I
that
buy
has nothing to
5
do
of
with
them?
safety. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's so stupid.
It is very, very stupid. And I mean, and this is the thing. In researching this, I went to a few shops and was just kind of asking, especially the ones that like sell the flowers. And I was curious about what they did. And without me even asking, the guy pulls out a binder, puts it in front of me, and shows the different strains and shows the lab testing.
Yeah.
For what cannabinoids were in particular strains or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, so these people are already doing this.
Right. And all of them to a person will say, like, they could be lying. I don't think they are. We don't sell to kids.
No, they don't.
Because they're not idiots. They're like, the first time I ever sell that to a kid, if I even have the desire,
I'm done.
I've got a lawsuit on my hand. I'm done. Yes.
And it's like, what? So are you talking about, Raj Patel down there at the Chevron who's selling those little, okay, fair enough. But nobody's forcing you to go buy a $10 disposable, vape from Kashmir at your local gas station. Like who's making you do this? Nobody.
Right. No, and I've been saying this for months now. Like, if you buy your Delta 8 right next to the horny goat weed right there. Yeah. It's just, I don't know. It's a very frustrating aspect of the state. And what it leaves is like the more libertarian minded and folks in the industry are annoyed as hell at this thing.
Sure.
And then the more, say, hardcore conservative types are like, we should prohibit this stuff outright. You're legalizing. I'm like, guys, it's been legal for 7 years. Where have you been? But they're unhappy about this. So it's like, who's happy? Oh, well, I think the alcohol lobby
ABC,
is
ABC.
very
Of
happy
course.
about this.
Yeah. Dude, we
Well,
just got
and-
guaranteed
'Cause they
revenue.
get
we
more
don't have to
money,
do
yeah.
any business research or anything. We just go
Well,
take
and
what they do.
Also, I'd imagine it's like we don't have to train anybody new to actually go check this stuff. I had one of the shop owners, the place I go, she said, if they just, I've heard some problems, she told me. If they just go enforce current law,
That's the problem, though.
you solve a lot of these problems that they brought up in passing this.
Often do you hear that? Go enforce the current law.
But again, that's just a big takeover from the state. And
It's a screw job.
I mean, like I said, there's always, marginal things that are bad. And, we got the Lulu alert system for sharks and stuff.
It's
And
a huge undertaking to get that done.
I know.
Why? I don't understand why it was such a huge undertaking.
No, well,
I'm
he's being
sarcastic.
I just don't. I'm sorry.
You
I
know
know
that,
it's
Cookie.
important for some people, but at the same time, I'm going to the beach.
Mm-hmm.
Probably going to be sharks in there.
Yeah.
I'm going to the swamp. Guess what? There's probably going to be gators in there.
So I shouldn't have worn my tuna swim trunks. Is that
I
what
just,
you're saying?
not only that,
I washed them in chum before we came down.
I don't know. I just got so sick of we've got to wrap everybody in bubble wrap. And, no.
But that's the motivation, the desire for safety.
And meanwhile, we've got.
But I
these-
don't want your safety. I want to be left alone.
Yeah, but and it's not, sometimes it makes sense. It's like you have people shooting up other people and they're right back out on the street and it takes us forever to frickin' actually adjudicate it. And then a lot of these guys, like the recent dude we were just talking about, the rapist in the park.
Yeah.
Why was he let out after, 7 years? That's crazy.
Good behavior, Joe. He was a good guy.
So stuff like that is like, that's what drives me up a wall. The basics of government that even most hardcore libertarians are going to be like, yeah, you probably want good law enforcement, the night watchman state. You want a sound judiciary. We don't do that well, but we're going to spend $12 billion on the education budget while saying, well, the money's for the kids.
Nah, it's such crap.
When it's like, no, the money goes
your
to full employment for upper middle class people.
Yeah.
That don't do a job that ends in good results for actual education of children.
Well, at that point, there's no motivation. If the state's involved, there's no motivation for them to have a better product or better anything. They've, just like ABC liquor stores, they monopolize the business. What can I do?
Right.
Nothing.
Nothing.
And like to Craig's answer there, you said you wouldn't talk to the guy. He whips out this book. You think that's going to happen in the liquor store?
No.
Right.
How about this? Let's hit a quick break. We got some calls that have rolled
we
in.
do.
We'll be right back.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
In May, it's time to save at Pizza Perfect. Get $3 off any large pizza. Pizza Perfect is known for its buffet, which includes pizza, as well as spaghetti, breadsticks, salad, dessert, and drink for only $13. The buffet is available Monday through Saturday for lunch and for dinner on Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. This month, get $3 off any large pizza at Pizza Perfect on Coliseum Boulevard in Eastbrook. Available for carryout and delivery.
This is your roving reporter, and today I am talking with an elk. Hey man, Mr. Elk, I was just wondering, what do elk do to take care of their money? Well, like most smart folks, we call David Erdit. You mean Alabama's most favorite asset preservationist? That's him, man. We call him up at 334-279-7431 or 205-479-0839. I see. Yes, he is our preferred money man. The money man with the money plan. You've been paying attention. Well, could you give us those numbers one more time? 334-279-7431 or 205-479-0839. And I just want to try to give you a heads up, man. Oh, what's that? I'm not an elk. Not an elk, huh? Well, then, pray tell, what are you? Knights of Columbus. I am not even going to make a comment. Well, the baby liked it.
Hi, I'm Allison Chandley, account executive with Blue Water Broadcasting. Why should you advertise with us? Did you know that more Americans listen to the radio than use Facebook each week? Did you know that 77% of listeners would try a brand or product endorsed by their favorite radio personality? Contact me, Allison Chandley, by going to bluewaterbroadcasting.com to find out more. Blue Water Broadcasting, local folks helping local business.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network, brought to you by Montgomery Paint and Body. From little fender benders to total body repair, MPB will fix it good as new, maybe better. For 4 decades, the Turner family has been getting you back on the road. Call 279-7325.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. There's going to be showers and thunderstorms on the forecast for the next several days, and our weather app will keep you on top of the action on where the rain is and where it's going to be. But there will be many dry hours, too. So scattered showers and thunderstorms from time to time today, tomorrow, and Mother's Day Sunday for here and the Gulf Coast beaches. Today's high lower 80s, tonight's low mid-60s. I think we'll be in the 70s both Saturday and Sunday, and the rain chances get a little bit better on Monday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Attention business owners. Did you know that about 90% of employees and customers are unhappy when they walk into a dirty building? Let Janny King, the king of clean, keep your business pristine. Janny King's local franchise owners can handle your cleaning needs with reliable, hands-on cleaning solutions that deliver more than just a clean space. Janny King comes with regional support, which ensures consistency and quality, allowing you to focus on all the other needs of your business. Go to JannyKingCleans.com.
Janny King, the king of
News happens, you'll hear about it first. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Let's go right to the phones and talk to Clint. Hey, Clint, how you doing?
Doing good, guy. How about you?
Good. How you how you holding up back here in Alabama?
Yeah, good. I'm happy to be back for a while. So,
all right.
Sure am. So, but hey, you know our people down in Montgomery, they ain't gonna legalize medical marijuana.
Yeah, I mean it's already legal. They're just not gonna let it happen.
No, I don't understand why. Man, I like pot. Just let me grow my own. I don't want to sell it. I just want to smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's
in your Clint, for those who don't know, who have never touched the stuff, never will, what's it do for you?
It helps me. Oh, you get a headache, it'll soothe the headache. And you got body aches, it helps with that too.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I like to smoke it.
Because it's instant relief.
You know, I don't smoke and drive. I treat it like alcohol.
Right.
If I want to smoke a doob, I'm gonna smoke it at home. Or at a good concert.
True. Yes.
Yeah. So, but I don't know. But these people, they ain't gonna do it, dude. It ain't gonna happen. So I wish it would. But,
well, with the current crop of hay seeds we got
rally
down there, you're right.
at the state capitol years ago, and I went, and WAKA News was there, and they asked me if I would get on camera to support marijuana. I said, well, of course. And they found me. Well, everybody I knew that smoked pot, they were not there. And so I can't, my boss man cannot know I smoke weed.
That's the problem.
Why not?
Because they'll fire him tomorrow.
Yeah,
Insurance
I
companies
mean,
will come
that's
down on the
bullcrap, dude.
owners of the company. They'll be fired tomorrow.
And for folks who don't know what you look
and
like, Clint,
WAKA
what
never did put me on the news.
I was about to say, for folks who don't know what you look like, you still fairly skinny, long hair, you sport a cowboy hat?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
It's not a cowboy hat. It's an Outback.
Outback hat. Yeah.
There's a difference.
No, there is. You're right.
Yep. So, all right, guys, y'all be safe and have a great weekend.
You too, brother. 272-9228. Let's go to Cindy. And could you Hey, Cindy.
Hey, how is everybody doing today?
Good.
I need y'all to help me.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Explain to me, like I'm 5, what this bill means to the people who have set up all these shops, invested all this money, and it's not it's not shops that are selling just flour. I mean, you've got shops that are selling slushies, ice cream, edibles, popsicles, all this kind of stuff, along with paraphernalia. Okay, so what's going to happen to them? How is this?
Most of them are going to be shut down.
They're so stupid.
I know.
I mean, I agree with Clint. And hey, Clint, it's good to hear your voice on the radio again. I missed you, buddy. We were talking about this earlier today, and the state just, I don't know. I'm so sick and tired of them interfering in everything. So, well, I'm just going to sit over here on my little sack of seeds, as the song says. Y'all do know what I'm referring to.
Sack of seeds.
Wildwood weed.
Ooh.
Ooh, Wildwood Weed by Jim Stafford. It is absolutely hilarious. And you need to listen to it.
Okay,
You
I'm looking
really
it up
do.
now. 1974. Ooh.
It is hilarious. He's kind of in the veins of, who's the other one that does the squirrel in church?
Ray Stevens.
Ray Stevens. Yeah, he does a lot of Ray Stevens type stuff, along with just regular good music for back in the day. But anyway, thanks. I appreciate it. I just hate it. I know some people personally, and they have spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to expand their business and to offer so much more than just, I don't even do the gas stations, but I just feel so bad for them.
Me too.
Likewise.
It's so
All
wrong.
right, guys.
Appreciate it,
Well,
Cindy.
y'all have a good one.
You too, Cindy.
See ya.
Let's go to Sam. Hey, Sam.
What up, Sammy?
Gentlemen, thank you for taking the call. All I can do is agree with everything that's been stated so far. The main thing that I wanted to be very clear about is that the best-selling product, I'm hearing the state saying that they're going to remove those. I hear the state say they're going to weaken the potency of what they're going to sell, and they're going to, the variety. There will be a much less variety. They're straight up saying, I believe I heard the hemp flower is going to be gone.
Yeah.
Hemp flower is nice, and and in my opinion, it causes the least amount of trouble. It's something that it's nice to blend your THCA with. And Joey mentioned having to order. Gosh, dog, man, isn't that going to be? Because the product, it's just very strong, but it does work. I swear, man, I'll say it one last time. I have a little stomach issue, and it's been ongoing for the last year and a half, and it helps to calm that down. And from 9 to noon, man, it makes Alabama Unfiltered a little bit better when you're not trying to puke your gut from Ozempic stomach. But what I'm trying to say is
It'll be one more thing like the lotto. People will go across the border. Just
okay,
ridiculous.
all right.
That's what's going to happen.
All right, here we go. That's all dreary and it's terrible. How about something upbeat? Well, I have to have a star ID to go out of state to get my stuff. That hit me a minute ago. But
I think you're fine on the ground. Well, and did you see all the folks that showed up at the airport on the deadline? They still let them through.
They're going to. They've been trying to do this for how long?
Yeah.
And, eventually when people's license expire, that you kind of forced into it. But for the most part, especially a lot of people, they don't want that.
I'm looking forward to traveling and whatnot, and I'll be, straight when I start. But right, that just was, that's something you put off, and it's just nonsense. And best intentions. Hey, listen, Joey, I had one last thing. I had this wild vision a little earlier when Eddie, he was talking about his hurricane house, and I saw it. Oil rigs. You got money? There's old oil rigs out there in the Gulf. renovate one, maybe set it up. The T-shirt, I want that T-shirt.
There's a couple Airbnbs out there like that.
Airbnbs on an oil rig?
Yeah, they've taken a storage container and pretty much set it up on top of that oil rig. It's pretty nice.
They ferry you out there?
Yeah, either helicopter out or ferry out. Yep. It's for people with money.
Show 'em the water.
It's not for us. Yeah. We get to go fish by it every once in a while.
Yeah, man, like I said, I'm just dreaming over here. It's not for us.
Yep.
Hey, thanks for taking my call, guys. But it's we lost one on the state just taking the business. It is, man. Woman that she has the shops in Ozark and here in Troy.
Mm-hmm.
I saw her on the news, and I'm hated. I couldn't have been there. It was a small crowd. Oh God, but it is, man. It's just being taken. All right.
Appreciate it, Sam.
See you, Sammy.
This is part of the program. In fact, the entire hour brought to you by Alabama Home Mortgage. And there at Alabama Home Mortgage, Kim Williams and Madeline Cannon are ready to help you, whether you're looking to purchase a home.
Mm-hmm.
It could be first time, could be you've done it before. You just want to go with great local folks you can actually trust that are going to get
Good
you the
idea.
best possible deal. Or maybe you're looking to refinance, get that credit card debt off your back.
Yep.
Lower those monthly overhead costs. So especially say you're in retirement and you're like, man, I'm feeling the squeeze right now.
Yeah.
Well, you have that equity built up in your home. You can
Take
give
advantage of
yourself relief month to month. They can help you do that. Or it could be any reason, really. If you have a particular goal in mind, you want to use that money you've built up in your home, they can help you there at Alabama Home Mortgage. And if you're a veteran, they specialize in helping veterans on home purchases and refinance deals. They know the latest with the VA home loan programs, and it's the best game in town. If you're a veteran, you're not taking advantage of these benefits, you're leaving money on the table. So call up Kim and Madeline today. That number, 567-4223. That's 567-4223. Or you can visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. There is a difference in mortgage companies, like Kim and Madeline prove that right now. Like, call them right now. Right now. In West number 1586368, an equal housing lender. My goodness.
It's the door. Sorry.
I just see you doing side eye over there. I'm
Yeah,
like, am
well,
I
the door
about
moves.
to?
No, a door moves. I'm going to,
Okay.
Joey's paranoid. He thinks someone's going to come in and Michael Corley, or excuse me, what's his name?
Like Pesci and Goodfellas.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Yeah, I think I'm a made man over here, and then that happens. Let's go to line one. You're on there. Who's this?
Hey, good afternoon. This is Harris.
Hey, Harris, how you doing, man?
Good. How y'all?
Pretty good.
Hey, I read the article this morning early, and it just infuriated me about the Delta 8 and the CBD stuff. And the first thing I thought of was COVID. And and the reason I thought of COVID is, all right, who's the essential retailers and who can't be in business and that type stuff. I mean, it's going to kill the little.
Oh, it does.
The little folks.
You're picking winners and losers.
That's true. Now, I purchase stuff about once a month, but I do not purchase it in the state of Alabama. I mail order it out of Texas. Texas is a non-recreational state, just like Alabama is, so it's not like I'm buying the real thing.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But do y'all have any idea how that's going to affect out-of-state mail order?
I don't know, and that's what I'm wondering too. Did they account for even just the online retail?
Mm-hmm.
Well, because are they going to continue to sell it, but they're going to sell it through the ABC stores? Is that correct?
That's the
as well as places that are licensed where you have to be 21 and up to be.
They're not going to be in ABC stores at all. It's not going to be in actual ABC stores, but the ABC board is going to be responsible for managing the implementation of the restrictions and all this and licensing and stuff like that.
So there's more licensings to buy and more expenses. Yeah.
And it's not going to be in like Walmarts or gas stations. It's going to be in what they will allow you to sell has to be sold in like a standalone store, a store that already sells alcohol. So, not these people that actually care, not these people
or like
that
the gas
care.
stations where it's a separate entrance into where they buy the liquor. Yeah.
Correct. So again, not going to be for someone that's actually interested in providing a quality
They're making
product.
it less responsible.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
exactly.
Asinine.
Gotcha. Well, I hate it for the true small CBD stores. I'm not talking about the C stores, but the true CBD stores. But I guess I'll continue to order it out of Texas.
Yep. Well, good luck. I appreciate the call, Harris.
Thank you, Harris.
Thank you.
See you, man.
You weren't able to get Michael?
Mm-mm.
Well, he's been doing some of the
That's why I
conference
figured he'd
stuff.
sell out, yeah.
Yeah, I love it when he comes back from those big electronics appliance conferences. Like, here are the latest products.
He's telling us things that we can't even imagine, and they're out there for sale right now.
It's really cool.
To me, one of the great things about Cohen's is, again, if you're building a house, you're like, I got to get appliances. At some point, that's going to dawn on you. I've got to have appliances.
You got to have a dishwasher. You got to have a refrigerator. You got to have a range. You got to have an oven.
You can take your plans to Michael, sit down at Cohen's, and he can help you plan that kitchen. That's a great idea. You can get all the matching appliances that you want. And, there are times if you just leave it up to the builder, you come back and you go, oh, dude, I just got builder grade. If you go to Cohen's, you got options. You can start with builder grade and work your way all the way up. But to me, and I've told Michael this, if they would just come out with a washer and dryer, 2 separate units that are not, they're just single button push, no more tied into my Wi-Fi, no more nothing. I just want a button to push that says wash and a button to push.
You don't want
dry.
it to like sing Vivaldi to you?
No, and I don't need it to send me alerts that, hey, your clothes are ready. I don't need that. That's just more crap that's going to break.
Or maybe you want to build out like a media room, or you're going to do. You got like that 42-inch TV. You want at least a 55-inch,
Yeah.
65-inch. They've got a lot of great products
sure
over
do.
there. And of course, great furniture, like theater seating.
Man.
I love the captain's chairs that are smaller footprint, but
Yeah.
very, very comfy.
Especially for a media room.
And then if you're really looking for something comfy, those massage chairs.
That's something else.
Yeah, we still need to go get some ribs.
If he's out of town, I'm telling you, that's the only way we're going to get in there.
So y'all get by Cohen's today. That's Cohen's Electronics and Appliances. Of course, you can always shop online at thinkcohens.com, but we can say, hey, stop by. 2515 Eastern Boulevard here in Montgomery, open 9 to 6 Monday through Friday, 9 to 4 on Saturdays. And be sure to find Michael and say, hey, Joey and Eddie, those fellas on the radio sent you.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm John Scott. Mexico trying to contain that country's biggest measles outbreak in decades. Mexico's cases have been concentrated in the Mennonite community in the northern border state of Chihuahua. It's a community long skeptical of vaccines and distrustful of authorities. In more health news, more than 1,000 measles cases reported now in the United States. This is only the second year cases have been this high since the disease was declared eliminated in the U.S. That was a quarter century ago. And a large multi-state outbreak is continuing to grow. Tampa Bay Buccaneers rookie Desmond Watson has made NFL history as the league's heaviest player. The 6'6" Watson weighs 464 pounds. Stocks are lower, the Dow dropping 124 points now. This is SRN News.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free, no-risk consultation. 800-292-7875. 800-292-7875. You have nothing to lose, but everything to gain. 800-292-7875.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, where over-the-road dump truck drivers are needed right now. Home twice a week and every weekend, must leave early on Sunday with Blue Cross Blue Shield. Call them now at 855-777-9785.
Everybody, there's going to be showers and thunderstorms on the forecast for the next several days, and our weather app will keep you on top of the action on where the rain is and where it's going to be. But there will be many dry hours too. So scattered showers and thunderstorms from time to time today, tomorrow, and Mother's Day Sunday for here and the Gulf Coast beaches. Today's high lower 80s, tonight's low mid 60s. I think we'll be in the 70s both Saturday and Sunday, and the rain chances get a little bit better on Monday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Budget Floors and More is your low-price leader for everything you need for flooring and DIY flooring installation supplies. For the best prices on luxury vinyl plank, carpet, ceramic tile, flooring installation supplies, and more, shop Budget Floors and More, Hunter Lane across from Del Rey to Publix.
1819 News.
A three-judge federal panel has ruled this past Thursday that Alabama's 2023 congressional redistricting map violates the Voting Rights Act and the Constitution. The judges said that the Republican-led legislature intentionally diluted black voting power despite prior court orders and a Supreme Court ruling. The panel expressed concern over what is called the state's repeated checkmate move to bypass court mandates. The judges are now considering placing Alabama back under federal oversight for future redistricting. A status hearing on the issue has now been set for May 28th. Alabama Attorney General Steve Marshall and state lawmakers who lead the reapportionment committee within the state legislature have not yet made statements on this ruling. I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
I'm Amy Beth Shaper with Alabama Unfiltered Radio, and when I need the news and I need it fast, I turn to Andrea Tice and the Daily Detail. On my way in, it is the most convenient, best way for me to digest what's going on so that I can use it for our show. She tells you what's going on in Alabama that day first and fast. So listen to the Daily Detail with Andrea Tice. Don't miss out.
The Daily Detail is available wherever podcasts are found.
Dashcam video from a vehicle is shedding more light on what caused a fiery crash in Thomasville that killed a local high school football coach and a woman who worked at the local Jack's restaurant. 45-year-old Andrew Demirko was driving a semi-truck for a transportation company. Demirko was here in the U.S. on a work permit. Dashcam video showed Demirko flying through an intersection and hitting multiple vehicles along Highway 43. Demirko is now facing charges of vehicular manslaughter. Police in Pelham are investigating a threatening note that was found at the Pelham High School this past Thursday. Authorities say they don't believe the threat is credible, but still an increased police presence will be at the school on Friday. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Hi, this is Bo Goodson from the Goodson Group with your Real Estate Minute. You're thinking of selling your home. Here are several ways to improve the look of your home and possibly the value. Number one, improve the curb appeal with trim bushes and cut the grass. Repaint the exterior where needed, and if needed, paint your front door. Number two, declutter the inside of the home by removing items that are not needed off countertops, dressers, and the den. Three, paint walls and trim where needed with a fresh coat of paint in a light color that will show off your home. Four, clean your oven and microwave inside and out, make it shine. Number five, professionally clean carpets or shine the wood floors with a polish or Bona. Six, clean out all closets or unwanted clothes, shoes, belts, hats, and donate them to a local charity. Finish any leftover repairs now, doorknobs, light bulbs, and closet doors. For a complete list and an in-person evaluation and consultation, call Bo Goodson from the Goodson Group, 221-2883 or 551-0225.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Before we keep going here, Craig, you found there more about this bill, right?
Yes. I remembered reading something in the bill about online sales. I just couldn't remember what it said. Again, there's 1,000 bills in the legislature, so forgive me. But yeah, it does prohibit any online sales. I'll read it specifically. Online sales, direct delivery, drive-through sales, and direct shipments of consumable hemp products within or into the state are strictly prohibited. So, yeah, looks like you guys are gonna have to hit Flomaton something on the border.
So is this going to end up like the medical marijuana, where they essentially put these people out of business and then say we're going to write the new rules and just never write
Oh,
them?
we're going to have a class action.
That's what it's going to take.
Yeah.
And I mean, I hate it because Alabama's going to lose. We're going to fork out over money, but in this case, this leadership is dead wrong, and I want some pushback.
Yeah, I mean, because I just don't see how you can, without any compensation,
right?
To just take people
You're
that
done.
have spent years constructing a business, operating within the confines of the law, to all of a sudden say, oh, by the way, in 6 months you can't do that.
Well,
anymore.
and they're trying to do it under the guise of ABC board, and I'm not a big fan of the ABC board.
No, nor should you be. Nor should you be.
Just crazy.
Yeah.
Absolutely crazy. Let's go to Hunter Thompson's ghost.
Yes, the ghost of Hunter Thompson.
Hello.
Hello, good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
The problem here is really, really simple. There are people who can handle their high, and there are people who cannot handle their high. So all you're doing, go ahead.
No, I kind of agree with you on that. I've seen that in action.
Absolutely. Take it from someone who used to partake. That all you're doing is setting up another headache for law enforcement, traffic accidents, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Wasn't it Denver that legalized all kinds of drugs and then had to take it back? Was it Denver?
I think it was Portland, or Oregon. Yeah.
Portland. Okay.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, and they kind of went over the deep end where you could do heroin, you could do it all, and yeah, it was just kind of beyond ridiculous there.
Well, I won't go on to say that pot is a gateway drug. I won't say it is a gateway drug, but you can put your toe through the crack, if you understand what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's just my 2 cents worth.
Okay. Appreciate it, man.
Sure thing. Thank you.
Thank you, bud.
272-9228. Oh, well. A lot of these folks won't be able to find this stuff.
Well, what
Isn't that a
happens
shame?
when all of a sudden they're not enforcing people buying pot now anyway? So what happens when you get more and more people buying pot? You're forcing people to go the illegal route. You
Yeah,
know?
if you get arrested because for pot, it's because they just wanted to arrest you.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
Or the stupid pastime of let's roll down the windows and ride around smoking a blunt or something.
Yeah.
Like, which is just, I don't think it's a very smart idea.
No.
For all sorts of reasons.
But I mean, it does. Yeah, if you're just asking for it, I kind of have very little sympathy for you.
Right.
It's like if you're just like, if you like hotbox in your car and then go to a gas station and open the door and just let it waft out for everyone to smell. It's slightly rude. Kind of asking for a little bit of a weird look there, but it's still, nonetheless, this is ridiculous. What is that?
No, Fast Times at Ridgemont High. That's all I can think about. It's literally all I can think about.
No, and that's the kicker is it's been legal since 2018, what they just took over.
How many times have they done this where they'll make something legal, people start to enjoy it a little too much? Hey, let's take it back. Remember the drinking downtown Montgomery? You can walk around with an open container. Oh, no, you can't. We got businesses going down here now. We need to shut that down.
Yeah, I just don't understand how you can take someone's business away with like the stroke of a pen.
Yeah.
And like they're owed nothing, all the fees and licensing that they already had to go through.
All the crap that they had to go through.
Gosh, just opening a business in this country and in this state is
Not
a
easy, man.
nightmare.
How do we ban the legislature? Because I think power is the most addictive drug.
Well,
I'll give you
there's
that.
this weird Second Amendment thing, but there's
That's for
something-
defensive purposes.
Yeah, it's for defensive purposes. Well, I mean, it depends on what you define as defense.
Oh God!
Stop taking my stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Stop taking my stuff, guys.
Yes.
It's a lesson we teach children, and we're able to do it somewhat effectively. And then they become lawmakers, and they conveniently forget. They forget that little tidbit, just like a tremendous amount of them forget the phrase "forsaking all others as long as we both shall live."
Yes.
Well,
they like to
I mean-
abandon the first half of that pledge.
And like I've been down there, some of the fatty bum baddies. Like I think the government needs to put their fat ass on a diet.
Yeah, I mean, you'll see them out there with like a bag of Reese's cups the size of your torso.
Right.
And it's just like, we need to watch out for the kids are gonna.
Rules for thee, not for me.
And I swear, if I hear one more, women in political discourse are just a force unto themselves. But like on both sides, the most voracious defenders that simultaneously lack any sort of logical discourse will be they're always women, and they always get up there and they always make it about the children. Think about the children. How about you just focus on being moms?
Yeah, well, and my response says, "You're not my mom."
Yeah.
Seriously, like it's just because certain people aren't responsible in looking out for your kids. You now have to regulate adults like their children.
Yeah, it's like, well, we shouldn't give these to kids. I agree. If someone
Then
gives
don't give it to the kids.
Exactly. If someone gives it to kids, then punish them.
Right.
Yes.
The same way that you're not allowed to touch them in certain places, and not allowed to give them booze, and not allowed to give them tattoos, and not allowed to kick them in the Walmart aisle when they won't stop screaming because their mom got the wrong flavor of Sun Chips.
Ooh.
You're not. Yeah,
Seen that. Or they come in, the icy machine's broke, and the kids just pitches a fit right then and there.
Have you ever just had like grown-up thoughts about assaulting a child? Like just beating the ever-living snot out of one?
I've never really.
Never? Okay,
No.
first of all, Joseph has to worry about his job. I get that. But and
No,
so
I'm
does
just
Eddie,
not
and
around
so does
kids.
Eddie. You've never
Hold
like,
on, the fun zone, the smelly kids you're putting the harnesses
Yeah, I
on, so
never-
you never thought, man, I like
No.
to slap this kid into a bathtub.
No, like one of the more frustrating moments, I was called to fix the skee ball machine's ticket dispenser got jammed.
Mhm.
Little kid, probably about 10. And I saw it was jammed, unjammed it, and then printed him like 3-4 times of what he had won. Like a bunch of tickets.
Yeah.
And he goes, "No, I want my tickets." I'm like, "These are your tickets now, and they're more than the tickets that just see these tickets. These are a lot less, and they're all scrunched up. And oh, look, I just threw them away. These are your tickets. No, I want my tickets." And my response was not like, "I want to beat this kid up." My response goes, "Oh, okay, you get no tickets now. Go cry to your mom."
No soup.
And
for
he
you.
did.
See, that's
for
you.
you.
That's
Yeah.
you. You say no tickets for you. I have images of pulling his head off like a crawfish.
Yeah. No, and he was very upset, and his mother came over, and I explained it to her, and she was actually very reasonable. She's like, you said what to him? And it was, no, that's my mother coming out. I'm like, no, you're nothing for you. No
Yeah.
soup for you.
Well, fine. We have different.
No, but I've also been one of those kids that did and need the crap knocked out of them by an adult once in a while for stepping way out of line.
Like there was kids. We were at a thrift store the other day, my wife and I, because that's what we do for fun, and it's great. I actually got a suit. It's very
Nice.
suit.
Yeah, you can get some good finds there.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. So anyway, but there were these kids that were in the toy section, and they ended up getting like 2 Nerf guns, and they were just running through the store screaming, and one ran past me, and I had to stop my leg from going
Tripping
out
him?
and tripping him, in just the hope that he would face plant and cry.
Again, been you and also been that kid.
And meanwhile, the parents are just walking around with their
Aimless,
guts hanging
man. They
out,
don't
and
have a
"What-
clue."
What's going on over there?
Yeah.
But, not to play into stereotypes, but I do have this clip saved. This was a 911 call from many years ago.
Paramedical.
Hi, we're gonna get some marijuana.
Excuse me?
We're gonna buy some marijuana this morning.
Do you realize that you called the police department?
No, I didn't. That's very interesting. Well, let me ask you the same question. It's a legitimate question.
Which question is that?
Where can I buy some marijuana this morning?
I would have no idea, sir.
She's
You would have
lying.
no
She's
idea.
lying.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, they were both so friendly and professional.
I've never heard that one. Have you heard the one where the cop and his wife?
Yes.
Oh,
They ate a
that's
bunch
my
of brownies.
favorite.
My favorite.
Time is going by really, really, really slow. That's the fun part.
We died 3 times.
It's like I'm scared. I thought I was seeing the devil. That's the point.
And there are folks who would like this, again, to our point, who went through the process, put thousands of dollars in. We're doing this the legal way, following all rules and regs and current laws. Already had good standards and practices like third-party testing,
They
not
had to
selling to
jump through
minors,
hoops. Yes.
and all this stuff. And now they're done. But even before 2018 and the hemp bill got legal and all these little CBD hemp stores popped up, people weren't buying and smoking marijuana, right?
More than ever.
Old stupid fuddy-duddies. Anyway, let's go to line 1. You're on there. Who's this?
Papa B.
Hey, Papa B.
Hey guys, Eddie.
Yes, sir.
I saw him again.
Did you?
I was on top of the boathouse on the deck on top, you know,
Yeah.
and staring down at the green light, the unmistakable silhouette of an alligator swimming.
People
right
see him,
there.
man.
Dude, no, man.
Yeah.
Nah, man.
Nobody
Right
wants to
at
admit
Holiday
it,
Shores.
but they're there.
I'm
Nobody
ready to
wants
talk
to
to
admit it.
swamp people, man. I'm ready to do something. Where are they? I don't understand where. I don't see any alligator slides or alligator dens. They must be up under piers or something.
No, Holiday Shores
Where
has
they
got
hide?
they got a lot of banks over in Holiday Shores they could hide in. They're all over the lake. They just people don't like to.
Just sunbathing.
They usually, honestly, you don't see them much in the day, and if they do, they're usually gone by the end of the day. Somebody's taking them out. But New Lake has got them. You go up by the dam, they got them. I've never seen them in my area, but I wouldn't be surprised if I did.
You ever seen
You
one in
know,
Coosa?
you seen them up
Oh,
at
yeah.
New Lake?
Yeah,
on
New
the
Lake.
dam?
New Lake, they don't like to admit it, but they killed a really big one in there about 2 years ago.
Now, I remember kayaking on the Coosa, and my buddy goes, "Oh, that's a weird-looking log," and he starts paddling towards it, and he just turns tail like in a kayak
Yeah.
as fast as you can. It's kind of humorous to do something extreme in a kayak real quick. Oh, God, that's a gator. Paddle
there-
it away furiously.
There are people that will deny there's gators in the Coosa, man. You know, they don't think
Well,
it's good for business, I guess.
Well, again, I rely on the Texas method.
Yep.
Shoot, shovel, and shut up.
That's it.
You know, but I'm telling you, man, if I see much more of this, I'm going to call somebody to put some gators, because we can't have gators out where we're swimming, dude. Something's got to give.
This ain't Florida.
Dude, there's that water's wet, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. They like wet water.
Well, I guess so. Anyway, what I called about was this whole tariff thing. You know, I don't know why people are swallowing so hard about this tariff situation with Trump.
Mm-hmm.
I trust him. I think he knows what he's. I believe he knows what he's doing. With China in particular, they all want to act like, oh, this is not hurting us or anything. Dude, it's squeezing them.
Oh, it's putting the squeeze.
You know
in
it
good.
is.
Yep.
I'm telling you what, and everybody else too. Trump knows it. They all have to come back and negotiate with him about this, which is a good thing. But y'all can tell me. I thought I heard the other day where there were like some millions of people when Trump put those tariffs on China that just were all of a sudden out of work.
Oh yeah, they shut down quite a few factories over there. Supposedly there's a little bit of a bank crisis as well going on.
Yeah, and, you know, when all that happens, you know that's got to be hurting them right there. Now, I don't know the outcome of this, but it sounds to me like he's on the right track, because these folks have been taking advantage of us for a long time. Canada, in particular, that little squirt up there, Trudeau, and this new one too, want to act all big and bad, but in all reality, if they don't have us, they don't have a country, dude. They got to have some kind of deal with us to even make it. Tell me I'm wrong.
No, I mean, as we said in the first hour on this and many other things, we're in the middle of it, and we'll see how it plays out. I tend to somewhat agree with you that there's some method to this so-called chaos and madness. And in particular, if you listen very closely to the Treasury Secretary, I think those are some of the clearest signals being sent by the administration. But we'll see. And you know, one thing, the Republicans in Congress are all worried about this, you know, are we cutting taxes too much? In this big, beautiful bill, for some reason, they won't include in the scoring revenue from tariffs.
Really?
Yeah. Which is insane.
Crazy.
We're just going to pretend it's not there.
You know, I just would say one other thing. A lot of these members in Congress, they're, you know, they got skin in the game when it comes to all these other countries, too, I do believe.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I mean, K Street, Wall Street, all of these folks, you know, the lobbyists, it's all up, man, they're all in thick with each other. And a prime example, Dick Gephardt, I don't know if y'all remember him or not, he was Speaker of the House back in the 80s. But that sucker, when he quit Congress, you know who he went to work for? The CCP.
Wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, be a consultant.
He was a consultant. That's right. So this to them it's just a game, and they're the ones that are making the money. So yeah, it's question their interest too. Anyway, I appreciate y'all letting me call in. It's an interesting show here today.
Appreciate it, Bobby. Yeah, no, and like y'all can say I'm cynical and people take it that way, but and Craig, you get this better than most folks I talk to. No, most of this, all the high ideals people put on stuff, and sorry for being extreme. People like, we're doing the will of God. We're doing for things for liberty, for equality, for take your pick, for health, for safety. Yeah, some really believe it, but at the end of the day, no, it's a bunch of guys just playing with power and other people's stuff.
Well, and it's again, it's what you see with Trump. Where are the arrests? Where are the mass deportations? Where is the ended foreign wars? Where all of these things? Why do you have all of a sudden Pam Bondi and others being very, very sheepish with the Epstein files?
Mm-hmm. Very sheepish.
I mean, and even when Donald Trump was asked about it, it's kind of just nothing. Why aren't we figuring out who that guy was, who was responsible for trying to put a bullet in his head?
Yeah, Thomas Matthew Crooks, that's a good point.
What?
Yeah.
What? Like all of these things. Name one thing that we got that we were promised. I'll wait. I'm thinking
we're in the middle of it.
Yeah, that's the point. That's what's so frustrating because it's like, well, it's happening right now. Trust the plan. It's like, okay, trust is earned. Did he earn your trust in his first presidency, with the way that he handled the COVID-19 pandemic? Not I. Was he a bulwark against the establishment during that time? No. Well, now here we are, and he's apparently learned his lessons, but it just seems like we're kind of doing this same old thing, except with the exception of the tariffs. That's a very different strategy that he's taking this time as opposed to last, but it still just seems like something about that place wraps you up in the need to maintain the existence of the thing.
Well, how they leash Doge too.
Yeah.
And I had Senator Britt saying, well, there's a talk of a recession, right after the big, beautiful bill. But I'm like, I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, because Doge came in, everyone was all excited. What's been happening with them? And then they're talking about increasing Pentagon spending too. It's
right. It's just crazy. Let's go to line 4. You're on there. Who's this?
Hey, it's Charles Jr. Hey,
Hey, Charles.
Eddie, Craig.
Hey, what's up?
I'm going to tell you another one of my things that y'all seem to like when I tell you, okay?
All right.
Okay, remember, my dad was Troy Woodall, the enforcement director of the Alcohol Beverage Control, killed in the line of duty.
Yes, sir.
And I knew these ABC persons. I knew Mr. Gray. I knew Mr. Broadwater that had to do with it. I knew the guy that blowed up the stills. Have you got me?
Mm-hmm.
And they used to deal with something in the 80s that has to do with what's happening right now, with what y'all dislike about what's going on. The legislature is very hand-tied because of the Constitution when it comes to the ABC. And there's actually Amendment 3, and if you read the whole thing, which I'm sure Craig might do, it tells you the limitations in this area without specifying ABC, but it says the branches can't do certain things and make someone go into another area to do stuff as far as changing over from alcohol to marijuana. Remember, the ABC was set up because of prohibition. And they realized when they did this that the judges, the executive branch, and the legislature would need to get their hands on it to make money. So it was actually written to prevent that from happening. And it takes a statewide vote in some instances. And the legislature would try, and my dad and the board members and different people, I remember them talking about what had to be done to show the legislature that this was beyond their scope with the ABC. And that is one way to come at it. And maybe what I think I'll do is go to the library to get the actual wording in every section. I'm not a lawyer, and maybe send it to Byron Sheehy. And I know that I've got my I's dotted and my T's crossed.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not an attorney, but I'm telling you, I watched these men and my dad even said, I remember, he said in the future, they're going to figure out some way to wiggle and worm around this, or it's gonna become a time when the guys aren't doing what we're doing to ensure the ABC's existence in the manner of what it's supposed to be. But they would try to get rid of the ABC as an entity. It was all kinds of stuff, guys. So I thought since you're on this subject matter, I would give you firsthand knowledge of me knowing these people and them going through what they went through with the legislature back in the 80s.
Yeah, gang of thieves are at large. Is just where
100%, baby.
I appreciate the call, Charles.
Thank you, Charles.
That's it, everyone.
See you, buddy.
272-9228. If you want to get on the conversation, this part of the program brought to you by River Region Contracting. And their River Region Contracting, Todd Clark and the team are ready to help you out with that roof of yours. Just maybe it's an inspection, like give you peace of mind.
Yes.
Like you hadn't had an inspection done in a
Get
little
all
while.
these storms here lately. And
Yeah.
It's Alabama. The storms are fixing to be intense.
And they can check, a shingled asphalt roof.
Yep.
They could check a metal roof.
Yep.
And you both can have their own unique problems. They'll find them. But here's the deal. It could be they come out, inspect, and go, you're golden. You're good.
It's a good feeling.
And
It's a
you could be
good
like, see
feeling.
you next year.
Yep.
And they're like, yeah, we'll see you next year. And you're like, how much do I owe you? And they're like, nothing. Their inspections are always free. And then say they do find a problem. They'll write up an estimate for free, and it'll be accurate. They show up on time, and they're insurance specialists. So to pay for that job, fight with that insurance company, they can do that on your behalf. Get you through that claims process, make it a swift and easy experience. And they'll actually sit down with you. They're not troubled by, like, you ask them what's the specific problem, how are you going to fix it? No, they enjoy
Well, they love to educate
sitting down, educating their customers on exactly how to work on the roof. So check them out today. That number for River Region Contracting, 356-8635. That's 356-8635. And be sure to tell them that Joey and Eddie, those fellas on the radio, sent you. And this whole legislative session is kind of a buzzkill, honestly.
Yep.
And I'll just mean on the hemp CBD stuff. Like across the board. It's like, what was the whole first half about? Oh, yeah, the Veterans Board thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that just is like, okay, what did you do? What did you actually improve anybody's life with?
Settle the score. That's what that was.
Yeah. Yep. That's exactly what that was.
What a mess, man. What a mess.
And then again, it's like they'll pass so many, like a good bill in one body, like in the Senate or the House, and then it'll just hang around and wait until here we are, one day left, and there's physically not enough time to get to all the bills that are waiting in one another's houses. It's just silly.
Yeah, Gudger should have been much quicker to shut up Singleton and Smitherman.
Yes, and if he doesn't change the rules before the next session, then I'm not going to take any concept or any thought that they're actually serious about getting rid of the wasted time. I'm not going to take that seriously because you literally have Singleton and Smitherman up there doing nothing but wasting time, and they don't even know why. When you ask them, they sit there with this dumb R-worded deer in the headlights look, and they'll just give some generic answer. And the thing is, they enjoy being pests.
Sure.
That's it. You're not helping anybody.
Yeah, but they're slowing down the process, Greg.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got to hit this break. We'll be right back.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Since 1966, Alabama Sheriff's Youth Ranches has been more than just a place to stay. It's been a place to belong. For children facing hardships through no fault of their own, our ranches provide more than shelter. We offer a warm home, a loving family, and a future filled with hope. With open arms, we welcome these young hearts, giving them the love, structure, and guidance they need to heal, grow, and thrive in a warm Christian environment. Together, we can give Alabama's children the chance they deserve, a chance to dream, to succeed, and to feel truly cherished. Every donation stays within Alabama, directly impacting the lives of the children who need it most. Join us in making a difference. Visit AlabamaSheriff'sYouthRanches.org. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and download our app from your app store. We'd be honored to have you as a part of our mission to lift up Alabama's youth. And remember this, it's easier to build boys and girls than to repair men and women.
It's time to show Mom how much you appreciate her with a Jenny Lynn's floral creation for Mother's Day. Skip the grocery store flowers and make one quick call. 285-1000. Roses, lilies, beautiful bouquets, and gift baskets designed just for Mom. Call Jenny Lynn's Creations, 285-1000.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com. This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Hi there, I'm Madeline Cannon with Alabama Home Mortgage. Getting pre-approved is the first step towards home ownership. People are often scared or nervous about taking that first step, but I'll tell you, it's nothing to be scared of. At Alabama Home Mortgage, we will take the first step and every step along the way with you. Call us at 567-4223. We will gather the information needed to tell you exactly what you qualify for. After a call to Alabama Home Mortgage, you will know what price point to shop for, what down payment is required, if any, and what your monthly mortgage payment will look like. We take all the guessing out of it. Then, when you find the house you want to make your home, you are ready to make an offer. Along with your offer, you will submit your Alabama Home Mortgage pre-approval letter. This shows sellers that you've already taken the steps necessary to ensure that you qualify to purchase their home. Wait no longer. It's time to take that first step together. Call me at 567-4223 or start the process online at myalabamahomemortgage.com.
That's Alabama Home Mortgage because, folks, there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586-36-8, Equal Housing Lender.
What's your biggest investment? More than likely, it's your home. So treat it that way when you hire a painting contractor. With PBS Painting, there are no gimmicks, no $99 specials. Just quality painting and someone who treats your home with the same respect that you do. At PBS Painting, we have been painting for years and look forward to many more years to come. With PBS Painting, the job gets prepped properly, whether it's cleaning, scraping, or priming. We always use quality products, which is a must for a quality paint job. So if you're looking for a painter that doesn't need upfront money and is on the job at all times, then please give me a call. Scott Bowers and PBS Painting, 294-5122. That's PBS Painting, 294-5122. Look at some of our work on Facebook at PBS Painting Montgomery.
This is your roving reporter, and today I am talking with an elk. Hey man. Mr. Elk, I was just wondering, what do elk do to take care of their money? Well, like most smart folks, we call David Erdis. You mean Alabama's most favorite asset preservationist? That's him, man. We call him up at 334-279-7431 or 205-479-0839. I see. Yes, he is our preferred money man. The money man with the money plan. You've been paying attention. Well, could you give us those numbers one more time? 334-279-7431 or 205-479-0839. And I just want to try to give you a heads up, man. Oh, what's that? I'm not an elk. Not an elk, huh? Well, then, pray tell, what are you? Knights of Columbus. I am not even going to make a comment. Well, the baby liked it.
Hey, this is Lyle from Margaret's Swins and Jewelry, and I do my radio advertising on Blue Water. I'll tell you what, I use most of the stations, and I've been using it for so long. It's hard to tell with the money you spend on advertising if it does any good. When they come in and say, I heard you on the radio, I know it's Blue Water, and I love Blue Water.
Our advertisers are our biggest advocates. Call us to find out how radio can increase your bottom line. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks, helping local business.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of Riverside Chevrolet Wetumpka. If it's Chevy, it's Riverside. Best price, best selection. Check them out on the web at riversideusa.net.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. There's going to be showers and thunderstorms on the forecast for the next several days, and our weather app will keep you on top of the action on where the rain is and where it's going to be. But there will be many dry hours, too. So scattered showers and thunderstorms from time to time today, tomorrow, and Mother's Day Sunday for here and the Gulf Coast beaches. Today's high lower 80s, tonight's low mid-60s. I think we'll be in the 70s both Saturday and Sunday, and the rain chances get a little bit better on Monday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
CB&S Bank has digital banking solutions to help you keep up. Check balances, pay bills, and much more. Learn more at cbsbank.com. Charges and fees may apply from your cellular service provider. Contact your service provider for information. Member FDIC.
The premier place the River Region turns to for news, weather, traffic, and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
We got reports we were correct earlier in the conversation. It looks like Belichick's young sweet thing is allowed at the UNC football facility.
Do you think that she temporarily wasn't, and now they're just covering tracks after she went in there and ate somebody's lunch?
Or somebody put something. I don't understand this obsession with Belichick's very young girlfriend. I mean, I get it.
I get his obsession, but I don't understand everybody else's.
Like, think about it. You're a famous coach. You've always been rough around the edges. He's always seemed a little like
Not a people's person.
Yeah, he's not a people person.
Not at
Like,
all.
and I can relate to that.
Yeah.
And so he's on a flight to Palm Beach in 2021, and this hot woman who's also got daggers in her eyes.
Oh, yeah.
She's a straight up psychopath. She starts like actually giving you attention.
What do you do?
And you kind of hit it off because you know Belichick's a psychopath himself.
I can't imagine the uncomfortableness of the conversation in the beginning with Belichick because he's just football.
Right.
So I hope she brought some football to the table or else he's really not interested.
I mean, so what's the reason for all the press? Are people like jealous?
Yeah. Yes, dude. Hot chick, older dude.
That's always been a media obsession, though. When you had Hugh Hefner, you had Anna Nicole Smith,
Yeah,
what's his face?
Speaking of Anna Nicole
I
Smith,
never found
have you seen
her
her daughter?
attractive.
Have you seen her daughter?
Anna Nicole Smith's daughter?
She looks exactly. She was at some big event last week. Maybe it was the Derby.
Mm-hmm.
They showed a picture of she looks just like her mother. Just like her mother. I hope she's not crazy like her mother, but it's creepy how much she looked like her mother that day. Yeah.
Well, and I mean, it does always get people's attention. Like, you remember with Harsin when he was coaching Auburn, and that he brought that young girl with him when he moved to coach Auburn. And I was told, by the way, because I joked about it on air when all that became a mini scandal. I'm like, I bet his wife knows and gives permission. And after he's like run out of town, it was like, yeah, they did an investigation,
so
and
much
it was there was a certain convenient arrangement.
There's so much of that. It's
and maybe it's that sort of that high power gig where stuff like that just
Well, but
happens.
it's
You have marriages
hypocritical.
of convenience.
Women are usually the ones that are complaining when it's the Belichick type relationship. But like Cher,
Why?
she married all these younger dudes, and nobody ever said nothing about that.
And this is after Sonny hit that tree.
Yeah, after Sonny put her over the top, she kind of took that fame and left.
Just sad.
Yeah, so that goes.
Anyway, let's go to Duke. Hey, Duke, how you doing?
What up, Duke?
I'm laughing at y'all, boy. Y'all ain't no good, man. Now, what about the Amish men? They marry young women, don't they?
Yeah, I don't know, to be honest.
I don't know how
I
early that is.
The movies I see on TV now, they pick their wife, like a younger woman for some reason. The movies I see on TV now about the Amish people.
The Amish, or is it the folks out in Utah?
Mormons.
Thank you.
Yeah. No, I mean,
I think Mormons have tried to stop that from the bygone era.
They might.
We might have some folks here in Alabama. Remember the whole Roy Moore thing? I got calls from women saying, Joey, that's what you need to do. You got to find a young one and train her. I'm like, oh my God.
There you go, Joey. No. There you go.
It's not like a dog.
Yeah,
That's just the wrong way to put it. Train her.
No,
I mean,
that's what an older one.
search for
Joey, you got to find one
similarities,
that's
but-
young and train her.
Yeah, you got because you may end up with no Lifetime movie type. You got to put a lease on.
Yeah, the burning bed.
Yeah. But I heard y'all talking earlier about this this weed thing. What's going on? What they trying to do, man?
Oh, they've done it.
Yep. You can no longer get legal weed.
I heard something about the strain of it or something like that. But so in other words, you won't be able to get the Snoop Dogg strain anymore.
Can't get any of that anymore.
Heck, there was never the Snoop Dogg strain.
No, they basically taken what you could get for the convenience store, and now it's illegal.
By the way, my favorite meme I saw on the Pope was as the white smoke's coming out, somebody superimposed Snoop Dogg throwing up a peace sign.
Snoop was up in there.
I saw that this morning.
Yeah.
And by the way, Duke, why was the Amish girl banned from the colony?
That's correct.
2 men a night.
There it is. There it is. All
be very
these
popular.
religious schisms. All the details.
So let me understand something here. So they're trying to take away the strain of the Snoop Dogg weed. So in other words, I can go to the liquor store and get me 101 proof.
Yep.
Oh yeah, man.
Wild turkey.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
I can get the 190 proof grain alcohol.
Yep. And drink it right
I can
there.
drink it up in the parking lot and drive down the road and run over a bunch of folks.
That can happen. If you live to see the next day, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, man, they got their priorities back.
Then this crazy thing now, they let clubs say this to people. I left the club midnight, boy. Ooh, man.
Yeah.
Shoot, fall asleep at the traffic light, boy.
Well, and here's the worst part of this. As I talked about with the one woman who does a radio show about this, owns a shop down in Fairhope, Jennifer Boozer.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just people want like a buzz. It's not just a recreational thing. There are a lot of folks. In her case in particular, she's put on pain pills.
Oh yeah,
with
the pain
youth
relief.
arthritis. She's put on Lortab when she's 14, and it's like destroying her liver. It's destroying her body. She realizes in her 30s, oh, I could actually go to this and get off the damn opioid.
Yeah.
And not allowed anymore.
Make money off them opioids, though, Joey.
It's crazy.
I had old doc tell me one time, you know, I couldn't get no meds for my little pain I had in my back, and old doc smelled a little some Snoop on me, Snoop Dogg stuff on me, and he said, "You need to leave that alone. You're gonna kill your brain." I said, "It isn't worse than these side effects than you need pills. You trying to give me
Right.
He couldn't say anything.
No, because he don't make any money off the dope. He makes some money off the pills that he's pushing.
So you know, you can't get pills anymore.
It's very controlled.
You mentioned a certain one that works for you. They I ain't giving you that. And when I turned around and told them about.
Well, and the kicker here is they didn't go full prohibition. They just destroyed an actual fledgling industry that's been building for 5, 6, 7 years.
There's not enough people with money that have lobbyists to keep that from happening. It's true mom
I'm
and
doing
pop
work
industry.
for people that open some of these businesses, man, and it's not fair though.
No, it's not.
But this is Alabama, we babysit. Now people say that there's a difference between the Republicans and Democrats when it comes to people's rights and freedom. Is it such a thing?
No, I think all governments are hostile to liberty.
Yes.
They trying to tell us we can't fire one up. Huh?
Yeah, I think that's just how government will do you.
We can't gamble either. We can't do nothing in the state of Alabama, but watch the other states.
Well, you can gamble. You can go to the casino, the Indian casinos, because they got a big enough
This is a
get
gaming
that
center,
happening. So,
boy.
yeah.
Tap it on his hand. That's a gaming center. Okay.
Yeah. Gaming center,
That's
baby.
what's on the damn sign I've seen now.
It's a gaming.
The gaming center. That's
It's like
right.
Dave and Buster.
Yeah,
There you go.
that's on the sign,
That's exactly right.
We got little people smiling on the pictures on the billboard,
They don't see it. They don't show the pictures of the folks crying out in the parking lot.
Every once in a while, they toss a few dollars to the state of Alabama, say, hey, look, thank y'all for looking out.
Oh, it's such a rigged deal.
By the way, Duke, why when you call this show, and maybe I'm guilty of this as well, like I've talked to you in person plenty, but when you call this show, you use terms like smiling and like you seem to exaggerate, sir.
Yes, sir. I got to take it on there now a little bit.
It's showman.
Yeah, I know. It's entertaining.
Huh?
It's fun.
It's good. I like
I'm laying back right now, but I ain't in the mood right now.
Yeah, okay.
Let me leave it alone.
All
But
right.
anyhow, what's been going on?
Just getting our rights taken away more and more by the day, brother.
But anyway, I know you got other calls about the end of the show. I just
Yeah.
looked at the clock.
Appreciate it,
All
Duke.
right. See you, Duke.
All right.
272-9228. Newark mayor arrested in ICE facility incident. Huh? What was he like? Literally standing in their
That's what
way
I'm
or
wondering
something
if
like
that's
that?
yeah. If he decided, hey, through me. All right, get out of the way.
Yeah, like, and this is the point the administration constantly makes. Is like, you don't have to necessarily cooperate with us. You don't have to help us, but you cross a line when you like literally stand
Help
in
the
our
other
way.
side, yeah.
Or like we're coming to arrest that person, you literally smuggle them out of
Out
the back of the building.
door of the courthouse.
That's not the same thing as not cooperating. That's literally,
Yeah.
But you know, this is what the left has become so powerful with. They love infringing on rules.
Oh no, they're saying that protesters broke into the New Jersey ICE facility.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe they were hot.
Ice, ice, baby.
How about this? Let's hit this last break.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Come to Epicure and Jack's Tavern, where every lunch is made with love. For only $9.99, seniors can relish their Meat and Three special lunch combo, including a drink and bread. Regular sizes are available for just $13.99. Every dish at Epicure and Jack's Tavern is made from scratch daily. No shortcuts, just delicious, hearty meals. So why settle for ordinary when you can have extraordinary? Visit Epicure and Jack's Tavern today.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Trustworthy, accurate, immediate. Carrying your voice across the river region. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Welcome back. In a second, we'll be talking to Ray Bowles from Gravel Carpet. First, let's go to Bob. Hey, Bob. How
What's
you
up,
doing?
Bob?
Hey, I can't believe that no one has mentioned this simple analogy about the export-import. So, if you were a blue-collar worker, had you rather not have a job because the jobs have gone overseas to China and places like that, and pay less for something that's imported from one of these countries like it's been for 40 or 50 years, which is cheap, but you don't have a job because your job has gone overseas? Or had you rather have a job in this country and have the money to pay a little bit more and to buy something? To me, that's kind of how the simple economics of it all are.
Well, the
For a
real
poor guy
metric,
that's working,
there's a metric to watch on this. It's called real wages. And even if it's nominally a little more expensive to buy, if you're making so much money, you effectively have more purchasing power. And that's the true stat to look at.
There you go. But you don't hear anybody saying that, Joey.
No, but you got to freak out people, man. That's what they do. They just scare everybody.
Well, also though, we get a lot of these cheap products from China, but over time, they're not cheap anymore. They're the same price that you're paying for that American labor. You just put somebody out of a job. Is all you did.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And if you don't have a job, it doesn't matter what the price
That's
is.
right. That's right.
That's what the people are ignoring, that the jobs are gone to buy anything.
Mm-hmm.
For a blue collar guy.
Yep.
It's lost. But anyway, I just must have been thinking about that, and I'm saying, why don't I hear this from somebody? But anyway,
Good thoughts.
Take care. You have
Appreciate
a good
it.
one.
You too, Bob. Thanks, man.
Now, I just see there's a headline over there on Fox Business, gold spiking on weaker dollar.
Mm-hmm.
And I just look, Bitcoin's continuing to climb.
Oh,
It
yeah.
is up 6%, give or take, over the week. It is up 25% over the month. And that's very wonderful to see. It's at right now $103,000 a Bitcoin.
Nice.
The
Nice.
all-time high was a little over 109. So
when was that? Do you remember?
That was early this
It was
year.
this year, though, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
there was a huge run-up. It was sitting around 40 something.
Yep.
And then the election happened, and you saw it on election night just like start to go 70, 80. And then as more announcements like David Sachs being announced, also Bessent's friendly to this, Howard Lutnick, like all these folks, it started to climb. Now it then cycled back down, as you constantly see. So it came back down to like 74. I told folks it's a discount.
Good buying time.
And I'm sure it might go up
was.
some more and
Yeah.
cycle back down, go up some more and cycle back down. I remember when this stuff was 90 and it went up to 1,400. Then it dropped to 300. Then it stayed around 600 to 800 for years. Then it shot up during COVID. Like, yeah. We'll see. I'm just very bullish because of the institutional adoption.
Yep.
And the approval in particular by the U.S. government. We'll see. Let's go to Ray Bowles from Prattville Carpet. Hey, Ray.
What up, Ray?
Hey guys, just watching my guys put this big panel on a fireplace. It's quite amazing. I'll have to send you a picture later.
Yeah.
The ceramic tile goes all the way up to a 10-foot by 5-foot sheet, and typically you would use them on fireplaces or backsplashes. And
Yeah.
oh my word, it is just stunning. But talk about Bitcoin, the best story. You know how in life you look back at an opportunity that you did not take, and you have to live with that from now on.
Yep.
So when Georgia, Ron's daughter, was in 3rd grade, the teacher made them do a project on digital coins because it's new and upcoming.
Mm-hmm.
And Ron told Lily, I think we should take $100 and buy Bitcoin. And it was less than $1 a coin.
Wow, man.
And Melanie said, we are not wasting any money on that stupid idea. Ron said, okay.
Yeah, the first one I bought was 90. It hurts.
Yeah. So Ron says every now and then he'll pull it up and say, here you go. And he'll do the math and say, this is what we could have right now. But
hey, by the way, it's still early. I mean, I wouldn't throw all your wealth into it. It's still early, though.
Yeah.
Joey, the only way I've ever learned to make money is to get up and go to work.
That's me.
Well,
right
that's
there with you, bro.
That's the best and honest way, yes.
Got to bleed a
I mean,
little bit.
anytime what years ago I taught Dad to buy Winn-Dixie stops when it dropped down to like $1.
Oh,
a share.
no.
Oh yeah, we put $10,000 in.
Oh, no.
The next day it went to nothing. Next day, and after that I said I will never.
I bet your dad said something too.
Okay, Uncle, I'm sorry I even suggested it.
Yeah, that's how my investing goes.
I'll just go lay some carpet, Dad. Sorry about that.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sorry. Oh well, I just lost you $10,000. Well, I lost you 5. I lost 5.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Yep.
Yeah, the only way I make money is just go to work. And if you need a floor, please call me because I love to go to work. I love helping everybody. And matter of fact, I got to get to the store because I got a 3:30. But if y'all need a floor, call us 285-8117. We'll come out and give you that free measurement.
Again, that's 285-8117, and be sure to tell them when you call up 285-8117 that you heard Ray Bowles on the radio with Joey and Eddie.
Guys, have a great day.
You too, brother.
No, honestly, the way I treat this is like a savings account.
That's the best way.
Like instead of just throwing it in a savings account that gets no return at all, I just throw it in there, and understanding like if I have to in a desperate moment, I can immediately pull it out, turn back into cash. But the idea is to think of it at least in a 5-year window, if not a 10-year window. And I think I'm, like I said, very bullish on this. And that's another disappointment of this session. I didn't want the Alabama legislature to tell like anybody to buy a certain amount of Bitcoin.
Right.
All I wanted, Andrew Sorrell, the auditor, was trying to push this. Just empower like young Boozer, whoever's the treasurer at the time, when they see fit, that a certain amount of our assets can be moved into exposure to Bitcoin, whether we custody it ourselves or you buy an ETF or something. Just so in the next year, as the feds make this clearer and clearer with the rules and regs, as the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve rolls up, as other nations are considering this, because the U.S. is considering it, at least be in a position to allow your top financial people in the state to make a move. That makes sense. But no, we can't do something. That's a very simple change in the law, too. But can't do that.
Why, Joey?
Because they haven't studied it and they don't trust it. And it's whatever.
It's Alabama, buddy. We're waiting for Mississippi to do it. Then we'll look at it.
Did we learn anything today?
I learned that I have way more self-control than I thought I did.
I know. I am very proud of you,
I think
dude.
you remind me of Inglorious Bastards, Hugo Stiglitz.
Yeah.
Like the internal thoughts.
I mean, again, I'm
It's
in awe
hard.
of you.
It's rough.
It's got to be.
We learned the Pope's Catholic.
Yeah.
And an American.
The Pope from Chicago.
I am a real American. That's how he should have come out whenever he did his first announcement.
Oh, yeah. No, and I am looking forward to whether they're best buddies, like you're my best friend, and it's like Trump and the Pope being buddy, or like Pope fights.
I see
like
the Pope fights.
Trump Pope fights.
Yep. I see
That's
that.
going to be a lot of fun to cover.
Don't make me come take that hat.
If you remember, Trump in 2015 or 2016, when Pope Francis criticized him when he's first running, he's like, well, I'm not going to protect you. And if ISIS comes and runs through Vatican City, I don't even care. It's like, oh, my God. No chill.
That hasn't happened since, what, 1527?
Right.
I think.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
Been a while. Anyway, maybe a new Crusades is on the horizon, and the American Pope will lead the way or something.
Deus vote.
Good luck.
Okay, Hegseth. Anyway, we got to get out of here. Happy hours.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusada, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm John Scott. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent and U.S. Trade Negotiator Jameson Greer head to Geneva this weekend for trade talks with top Chinese officials. Retired Supreme Court Justice David Souter has died at age 85. The New Hampshire Republican